We are tuning into Adobe Max's live stream here. So every year, Adobe does a big conference where they announce all the new tools, products, features. Right now, it's been a lot of AI, so we're just tuning in and checking out what they have to say.
Big announcement
So here we
is
are.
Firefly custom models. These are models that are tuned to your own personal style and customized to your exact specifications. So they're effectively personalized by you and for you. And of course, custom models like our Firefly model.
So he's just kind of chatting about AI right now. They just had Google on the stage talking about Nano Banana and Google AI stuff. Um, It's a big week for design tech. Affinity is announcing a version 3 on Thursday. Canva is also having their conference and their keynote on Thursday and right now. And of course, Adobe Max is starting and kicking off today. So lots of competition going on. Here, let's see what they have to say.
Great to be here. I'm excited to share with you custom models. Now to kick it off, what I'm going to do is just generate something right here in Firefly like I typically would. Just generating something very much on brand for
We're
me.
getting a
As
live
we can take a
Firefly
look, sparrow
demo.
flying through the sky, feathers replaced by blossoms, and oh yes, we have pretty birds, right, which I like, right? Starting point, can we agree? This is nice. It's not my style. I want to take it to another level, and that's why I want to introduce you to custom models. Now, what are custom models? It's your own personalized version of Firefly, safely trained on your assets that reflect sort of your content, your style, your aesthetic. But enough talking about it. We're here to train. Let's do this dance. Right, I'm going to go ahead and create something
He
based
is
on,
hype.
again, my work. Right in here, jump in here. Style is what I'm going for right now. Designers in the audience, we've all been there. Like, who am I as a designer? What is my style? Like, who am I? Right? You have those crises? Don't worry about it. We got you, because you could just drop in some of your style references, some of your images right in here. Collecting dust on my hard drive, right? Flowers are wilting here. You know, I made all this up by hand, and I will always do this. Absolutely love it. But now I get to take that content, load it right into my custom model.
Okay, so what they're introducing here is this is probably a lot more geared towards companies where you can dump in all of your branding assets, train your own Firefly, so then you can start generating your AI graphics and stuff pretty quickly.
So
Figma also released something very similar to what they announced previously, which is like mass generations of graphics using AI.
I got like over 30 here. Have fun, drop them in there. We could take a look at any one of these, right? It's already tagged, it already has that caption, and I can customize it. But this is the exciting part, right in here. Generate in Firefly. That's what I want to do. Oh, what am I doing? Well, let me show you. Same exact prompt. I'm not wordy. I'm a visual person. I want to type in something simple. But this is the exciting part. If at any time I want to access my model, it's right there. Little drop down, boom, Paul's nature collages. Oh, I got Paul's graphic design. You guys have split personalities like me sometimes. Like my Illustrator style is different than my Photoshop style. You could have multiple styles in there, and then you could also have content generated. And what do we have? What do we have here? Well, pretty birdie. Feel free to clap for this. I'm excited. Where did we begin? We were over here. Oh, that's cute. This is what I'm talking about. This is where I'm at. Absolutely love it. You're gonna go nuts, trust me. Block out the rest of the day. Just send everybody to voicemail. You will go nuts. Again, I'm just horsing around at this point. Just playing. You guys, look at that. You jelly? You jelly of a jellyfish? You shouldn't be. You could make this stuff too. It's so much fun because you too can do this stuff based on bad puns. That's right, you have the time. It's so much fun.
Man, Paul is an entertainer. Paul's been waiting for this moment all year.
Well, thank you very much. I'm with the right people. Based on puns, having fun, extending your style in new ways that might get a little weird. That's okay. I don't know if I was hungry. Who knows? But this is the power of what you could do with your own custom models. And what I've ended up doing is I end up building this whole like library, this like a whole animal kingdom of assets that I could use at any time. So this is fantastic, right? forget whatever generating other places. I'll come in here. I'm going to shift gears because now I'm in Photoshop. I have all these assets. Here's my cute little birdie, right? And then just to drive home the point, guys, I'm so used to placing each and every flower. I will continually add those details because I love doing it. Maybe I'll leave that right there. But this is the idea. I've realized as a designer, my whole time designing, I've been working and creating these little scenes that are like this big. And what custom models has really enabled me to do is open it up to whole new worlds that I don't even know if I'd attempt this prior to custom models. This is where you clap. Thank you, everybody. So much fun.
I think this is going to be highly debated. I mean, he's basically he's taking his own artwork here. He's taking his own art and he's putting it into AI and then using their Adobe AI to make AI generated artwork based off of his own actual art. Like, that is wild. I don't think anybody except for Paul is excited about that idea.
Okay, we've covered.
They really could have sold custom models, I think, based off of companies, off of the idea of like you've got a brand, dump all of your brand assets in there, and then you click generate. You need a new texture, hit generate. It's gonna be just like your brand. Like that's how you sell it, not like take your artwork, dump it into Adobe AI, hit generate, and now you make more artwork. You don't even have to lift a finger.
Experiences with AI agents.
Okay, now we're going
If
into
you've used
Adobe
something like ChatGPT, which I suspect a few of you have, then you know the power of conversational experiences. But when you apply conversational experiences to creativity, we believe the right approach is a blend of language and direct manipulation. So when it's natural, you can tell your application what you want. And when it's easier, you can just do it yourself. You get the simplicity of your own words without giving up the power, the precision, and the pixel perfection that you expect. So let's take a look at the conversational agents and understand how that works in the creative world. Let's start with Adobe Express. As Shantanu talked about, Adobe Express is a quick and easy creation app that lets you create anything you want, special social media posts, flyers, pitch decks, videos, and more. And it's a great place to blend conversational experiences with direct manipulation. So please welcome Jordan, who's going to walk you through the all-new AI assistant in Express.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm working. It's great.
I'm sorry, guys. I hate to be such a hater, but like I have seen every app have ChatGPT baked into it now. That's all this is. There's gonna be ChatGPT in here. Here we go.
An assistant helping me get my work done a little faster. It's great for specific tasks. Like in this case, I need to switch up all the copy for the new info. And I actually just got an email with all of the new updates. So instead of manually porting these over line by line, with the Express Assistant, I can just drop them in and have it take care of that for me.
Great. So just to be clear, you took an email, and it talks about changing the title, the date, the time, updating the address, reminding guests to wear costumes. One instruction, but it's going to do all of this for you, all these complicated tasks.
Absolutely. And this is the kind of thing I want to offload. So this is what I had before. This is what I have now. All of those new details saving me a ton of time. But on top of specific tasks, it can also give me some creative ideas and inspiration. So in this case, I love the summer color palette, but we're doing a Halloween invite, so I need to switch up all these colors. I could ask for like new color palettes, get some new ideas. In this case, I knew what I was looking for, and it gave me exactly that.
And this is a great example, Halloween. What does it mean to have Halloween colors?
The biggest problem with AI has been like accuracy, and to change like the word from summer to Friday or whatever they did here, and it worked like that, that's actually good. Making it Halloween themed, I could care less about.
Some cute Halloween icons, and I love these stars, but I want a few of them to stand out a little bit. So with Express, I can still edit the few little things exactly the way I want. Like maybe I want a little bit of a bone white from my skull here. So even using the assistant, I still have full creative control. But I want to do some more whimsical editing, so I'm going to use the assistant again. I love this little summer raccoon, but he's not quite fitting my theme. So I'm asking the assistant to change him to be wearing a Halloween costume, maybe holding a little pumpkin, and also blur the background for me so that my main subject really stands out. I love that I can use natural language. Like, I'm not a prompt wizard, so I asked for exactly what I said. And I also love that even with all the different partner models, the Express Assistant is choosing the best one for me. So I don't have to be a pro. It's looking at my prompt, deciding exactly what it should use. And I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, we have a little cartoon raccoon here. Great.
Yeah, the other one was
and maybe
better.
the best part here too is that it understood that the conversational element was asking
There
for
she goes.
one of
She's
the things, that the
fixing it
background to
now.
be blurred as an example, and it gave you a slider because sometimes an UI element is just easier than language.
Exactly. So I still have full creative control over exactly how much I want this to be blurred.
Dang.
I think that looks
The slider is nice.
And then one last thing
That's
before I
what-
go, let's add some animation. So again, just
Add
like
some
with the
animation.
image prompt, I'm saying exactly what
The
I want.
slider
I
is
want all
exactly
the
what
text
Sam
to slide
Altman's
in,
talked about,
except
where,
something
like,
fun with the word fright. I
AI
want
is going
those
to
letters
create
to kind of
custom
flicker in like a neon
programs
sign.
for you.
So I can just ask the assistant for exactly what's in my head and have it figure out how to do that for me. So again, it's great. There we go. I have all the letters sliding in and a really flickery neon sign. There we go. Let's watch that one more time.
What did she ask
Let me
for?
get this out of the way here. Awesome. There we go.
Did
So
she
in
ask
just
for
a
a
few minutes, I
flickering neon
combined my
sign?
own creativity with the power of the assistant to
I
fully
do
revamp
appreciate
this
this is an
flyer.
actual like live demo because you can see the faults a little bit already. But that is impressive. I will say, like, to be able to have it still be editable assets, the way they're combining, um, I guess like an AI agent into this. And now he says they're gonna put this into Photoshop. This is
And
Photoshop
I'm going to
Web,
be using
though.
the new AI assistant. So let's put it to work. First, I'm going to use it to give me a head start on my project. You know, the photos I take normally need a little bit of love. My sky here is a little washed out. I'm going to need to create some masks. This is perfect for the assistant because it can get me started on all of those things at once. I'm just prompting it in the right panel here to decrease the brightness of everything except the subject and increase the saturation of the entire image.
And it's amazing. You can see here, it's actually starting to, with one
Yeah,
prompt,
that's
starting to look at the prompt, understand
smart.
it, reason over it.
This is like the smartest thing Adobe's done in a while to use AI not as like some sort of image generator, but to use it instead as this AI agent that's controlling your computer and making the adjustments for you. That instead of having to build up the program from the ground up.
The assistant just coming in clutch, giving me that head start that I needed. And imagine how much time this would save me with 5, 10, 50 images and actions, right?
Absolutely. And what Emma just showed and what Jordan showed is how you can use the AI assistant to ask your application to do something for you that will save you time, and again, non-destructively, so that you can go and perfect it. But what about advice? Sometimes you want to just ask it, what can I do? What can I make? What can I improve?
So glad you asked.
Hey,
So I
Photoshop,
think
what
this
should
is
I have
looking
for dinner
pretty good. I
tonight?
went ahead and dropped it into this design that I've been working on. And like you said, another great way
Photoshop,
to
can
use
you
the
help me
assistant to
generate
give me
a workout
second set of
plan?
eyes. I can actually see what's on my canvas. Like I have some text and some other elements here. Of course, I'm going to need to share this with someone like my creative director to get their thoughts. Before I do that, I'm going to prompt the assistant just using natural language and say, hey, can you review my design? Do you see any issues with my text, my composition, or my color? Again, we're just making sure that I didn't miss anything. So let's see what it said. Looks like the overall layout feels balanced. Raise the roof, love that. Colors work well together, thank you for whoever said that. Looks like my contrast is a little bit low in my text here. Can see that up here. The assistant actually gave me some really great suggestions on how to fix that. I have an idea though, David. Do you want to see what I got up my sleeve?
This is like vibe
I'm gonna
coding,
change this
but
to
for
orange. Here,
design.
let's bring out the color of the door. Let's make this just
If
a
you're not
smidge
familiar with vibe
brighter.
coding, basically it's
Just
like
this.
what
Amazing.
coders are
Another
using now,
example, the
where they
assistant
let
helping
AI
me
just
out, giving
write
me
the
a
code
second
for
set of
them, and they
eyes
sit
so
back and
I can
watch, and then
design
they
with
ask it to
confidence.
fix the bugs, and they
Okay,
sit back and
so far
watch,
I've
and
used
just
the assistant
repeat.
to give me a
It's
head
like you
start on
just
my
ask it to
project,
design
and we
this,
just saw
and
it
then
give
say,
me
what's wrong with the
really useful
design? And it
feedback
says
that I
this, this, and
handled
this, and you hit
without
go,
crying.
and then it
Thank
fixes
you.
it, and then you just keep
Got one more
asking
thing
it.
for you. My layers panel, It's looking like a total mess. I know what you're all thinking. I know what you're thinking. Who let this girl on stage with unnamed layers? It's a rookie mistake, I know. So I'm gonna use the assistant to make me look a little bit better up here. Gonna give it one of my favorite prompts. Rename all my layers based on my content. Woo!
Come on, guys. Do we really need to clap for that?
This is amazing. That the AI assistant, wow, this is what we expected with the layer naming.
Yeah.
It's looking at all of your layers. It's doing a visual analysis. And
I say this is the future of design, and I'm not saying that lightly. This is probably the best thing they could have announced. Um, if this is just the tip of the iceberg, I'm kind of scared. I thought Affinity was about to come out swinging on Thursday, but they might be sweating watching this right now.
So that is a quick look at the new Photoshop AI assistant. Thanks, David. Thank you all.
Thank you, Emma.
Happy Max.
All right, so layer naming, who knew that was a thing? So, so what you saw between what Emma and Jordan were doing, you saw complex reasoning. The AI assistant can reason over a single prompt and decide to take multiple actions for you. Semantic intelligence, AI assistant understood the content that it was working on so it could make smarter decisions like adding the mask that you saw.
Let me know if the stream's coming through good, if the quality's good and all of that. So I know I'm not just talking to a wall. Basically, if you're just tuning in, they just released this AI feature that controls Photoshop for you. Kind of acts almost like your mouse and adjusts everything you want it to do based off you typing in like ChatGPT a prompt.
Start to suggest things for you to consider. Design, layout, contrast, and more. And of course, you can ignore it all as well. If you're interested in signing up for AI Assistant in Express, or if you're interested in AI Assistant as part of Photoshop Web, join the waitlist. We're starting to let people in this week. Okay.
Go letting people in this week,
So
guys.
we're not done
the
yet.
wait list.
When it comes to AI assistants, we also know that people work in multiple places. So we're working to bring everything that Emma and Jordan showed you, the same experiences, to other popular platforms like ChatGPT. We're particularly excited about OpenAI's approach to conversational experiences because they're supporting embedded UI experiences, which, as I mentioned, is a critical
They're
part
about
of the
to
creative
integrate
process.
Photoshop into
So please welcome
ChatGPT
Danielle to
directly,
walk
like
you
Canva
through a
did.
sneak of what we're working on for Express in ChatGPT.
Awesome. Thanks, David. Hi, everybody. So excited to be here and to be sharing this. It is really, really cool. So I am planning a fundraiser this weekend for a local animal shelter, and I need to come up with a flyer
That is
design.
crazy.
Now,
Canva
I
just
want
integrated with
ChatGPT to help me
ChatGPT,
come up with a few
and now
funny
Adobe's getting
taglines to
in there.
use in my flyer. And so I've provided some of the event information, the time, the location, everything like that. And let's take a look at some of the different ideas
I
that
wonder
this
if this
has
is
come
going
up
to be
with.
for Firefly
So we have
or what?
Pause for Cause, not bad, very punny. Unleash the Fun, It's a Rough Job. Okay, some of these are more interesting than others.
Seems like
I
these
like
all
the first
suck.
one in particular, so I'll say I like the first one. And at this point, this is when I would really love to continue to brainstorm my ideas, and I want to do that visually. I would love to use Adobe Express. Well, typically, I would have to open a new tab, right, head over to Express, work back and forth between these two applications.
Okay,
Well,
so
now
you
I
can see
can
that
use
she's got Adobe Express and
directly
Adobe
within
Photoshop
ChatGPT.
options here.
And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and select the Express application, type in.
I'll say I used the Canva version of this to try to make a presentation, just something very basic the other day, and it was awful. What they just released with Photoshop, I'm much more excited about because this idea of letting ChatGPT design something does not work well when you actually have something in mind. Like all these options look great, probably for somebody who's never designed something before, but when you actually need to make it customized, that's when all this stuff starts falling apart.
And that's exactly what I want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and just scroll up. I liked this mint green one in particular, so I'm going to go ahead and select that. Now this is personalizing my content, so I don't have to go back, scroll up, highlight all the text that I had, copy and paste that back and forth. I don't have to use any of the text boxes, anything like that. It's really just so simple to continue this thread of thought that I was doing, and there we go. I have this with that pause for a cause tagline that ChatGPT helped me come up with. All right, now at this point, I could stop here, but I really want to continue to push the possibilities, and I want to customize this a bit
she's switching to
further.
Photoshop.
So I'm going to go ahead and say, change the dog to a golden doodle. And I'll go ahead and send that in. I just think golden doodles are the cutest. Also, I would really love one personally myself. My husband's watching this, and I've been subtly, not so subtly, hinting at that, so if you're watching this, I will
Oh my
say
God,
less.
girl, don't use your
But anyway,
Adobe
I didn't have to
Max
go, I didn't have to search through
Livestream
like
to get a
thousands of
golden doodle
photos
from your
or anything
husband.
like that. I now have this very cute, very adorable, anyone would want golden doodle. All right, the background has been removed for me. The fur looks really, really great. So I'm loving this. It's looking really great so far. I am noticing that mint green is a little hard to see the paw prints. The contrast isn't great. So I'm also just gonna say, change the background color to be darker and less pastel.
Again, like my reaction
Again,
to this
so
is
easy.
just
All
like
I have to do is
cool,
just type in
but it's
exactly
the
what I
same
want,
thing that we've
and all
had
that
before,
tedious
which
work
is like
is just happening in
Canva
the
or
background
anything
for
else,
me.
like
I mean,
making
I'm just
crappy
hoping to get a little
graphics,
bit more
which is great for people who don't know how to
contrast, right? Be able
design.
to see the
But I don't
background a
think
little
that
bit better.
people
And
like
Adobe
you and
Express
me
has
who are
given me
watching
that dark
Adobe
blue
Max Live
background.
right now
Not
really
only
care
that,
about
but
this.
I also have embedded controls. So that means I have this inline
I
color
really
picker
like
that now
the
allows me to
sliders
select
in
a
these
few
controls.
different
So
options
I
and
love
really
that
just
they added those.
take this to the next level. And of course, I can always shuffle the colors. I can get a few more options. I do love a good teal, but I think I'm gonna go with this yellow. It just matches that sort of golden doodle theme that
I've
I
never
really
understood
love.
the Adobe
All right.
Express like
At this point, I do want to add
target.
that last flair to this. So I'm gonna say, can
I mean,
you
it's always
add
just been a competitor to
motion?
Canva because
I
Canva
would
kind of
love
came
to
out of
have
nowhere
this
with
just
this
a
idea.
bit more
But like
dynamic.
no one
I'd
in
love
this
to catch
audience
people's
cares
attention with
about
my flyer.
making
add
a
a bit of
flyer
animation. So
with
hoping
Adobe
I get that
Express.
text flying in from the side or the dog coming in at the bottom. I don't know, I just would love a few ideas around how to add motion, and Adobe Express has some really great, powerful animation presets. So hoping to just get back a few options, and there we go. I saw that it happened pretty quickly, but we have that animation coming in. Let's take a look at it even larger. And again, I have those inline controls, so I can look at all of the different animation options. This one's kind of sliding in from the bottom, but I like this first one in particular, so I'm gonna go ahead and stick with that. So really quickly, I'm able to kind of brainstorm my ideas and come up with this final flyer. And of course, at any point, I can actually edit this and launch it in the full Adobe Express editor to take my work even further. So that is the power and possibilities of Adobe Express with ChatGPT. Thank you.
Thank you, Danielle. So what Danielle showed is just the beginning. We have an incredibly rich set of capabilities across imaging, video, illustration, photography, PDFs, and more that we're going to be bringing to these platforms. And yes, you did see Photoshop in her drop-down, in case you were wondering. So more on that, and more integrations with conversational platforms coming soon. Okay, so integrated AI models that keep you in control, creative-aware AI assistants that help you accelerate your creative vision. So with that as the backdrop, we have so much to show you today. We already talked about how Express AI Assistant is going to transform creation. Up next, we're going to have Eli Greenfield, and he's going to walk you through ideation and creation in Firefly. Deepa Subramaniam is going to then do a deep dive on creation in our Creative Cloud apps, Photoshop, Illustrator, Lightroom, Premiere. Amazing performance work, a lot of quality of life features, as we call them, and some AI features embedded into those. And then Alison Blaze is going to wrap things up with how production and delivery is transforming businesses across the globe. So with that, please welcome Eli Greenfield.
I don't know how long this event goes on for.
All right, thank you very much, David, and hello, Adobe
Good
Max.
time to
It's great
sit
to be
back
back
a
here.
little bit.
So I'm really excited
Buckle
to spend
in,
the
y'all.
next few minutes talking to you about the new ideation and creation superpowers that we've got in the new Adobe Firefly. But first, let me set the stage a little bit. So as David said, over the past few years, we've all seen this explosion in ways that generative AI is showing up in the creative process.
The rumor
sheer
for this
number
was
of
more
new creative
AI,
technologies
AI,
that are
AI,
out there
AI,
is
and the
absolutely
rumors are
mind-blowing.
true.
But every new tool that you bring into your workflow,
Every single thing they've
well, it
talked about
adds
today has been
complexity,
AI.
right?
It's been
Maybe you've got one
Google,
model to explore visual
ChatGPT,
treatments, or
and
another
AI.
one to generate particle effects, and yet another one to fill in a video transition. This is all one more model to understand. It's another subscription for you to pay for. It's one more tab to keep open in your browser. And it's all kind of exhausting, right? Okay, don't worry, we got your back. Adobe Firefly is here to help. So with the all-new Firefly, we have built a single destination that brings top industry models into one easy-to-use space and empowers you to throughout the creative journey, from exploration and brainstorming all the way through to creation, production, and delivery. So let's talk about how that works. Okay, well, first and foremost, of course, Firefly is still your single source to generate amazing images, videos, and audio using top creative models from both Adobe and other industry partners. But starting today, Firefly now also includes a set of new AI-powered web tools for every phase of creation. From Firefly boards, where you can brainstorm your next project with your team, to an all-new conversational image-based editing experience, and a brand new powerful web-based multi-track video editor. And of course, we're Adobe, so Firefly also includes one-click connections to other precision tools like Photoshop Web and Adobe Express. So you can
I
bring
almost
those
forgot
and their
that
editing features
Firefly
into
and
your
Adobe
process
Express
as well.
weren't the same thing.
So
In
let's
my
go ahead and
mind, they
dive
were
in
like
for a closer
glued
look.
together.
And we'll start with the models that power these new creative tools. Now that starts, of course, with all the powerful, commercially safe, and responsibly trained Adobe Firefly models for video,
Lord
imaging, vectors,
Almighty
audio, and much
Adobe
more.
Firefly.
And today, I am very proud to introduce our newest Firefly model, Image Model 5. Worth clapping for. Appreciate the clap. Wait till you see what comes with it.
Appreciate the clap.
Image Model 5 excels at generating realistic, highly accurate human images with professional-grade lighting, composition, and rich textures designed for real creative use. Now, these images are generated at a native 4 megapixels, and that's before upscaling, which produces sharp, detailed assets ready for you to put to work and get into your production flow. Now, Image Model 5 also is able, for the first time, to edit images with just a prompt, and is remarkably accurate in following your instructions.
Okay,
Tell
if
it to
you're
add a
just
hat,
tuning in,
maybe remove a distraction.
if you're just tuning in, they released like the most insane Photoshop update of all time, which was AI literally controlling your Photoshop and changing your layers and doing all that stuff for you inside of Photoshop. Literally, like you yelling at an assistant to make the shadows brighter, and it does it for you. And now we're back to Adobe Firefly image gen, which I'm not even sure that, like, I'm not sure why we're covering this. Can we get back to Photoshop?
Now, if you want to stay on top of that bleeding edge, you could go pay for a dozen different subscriptions at a dozen different websites, or you can now use Firefly and get access to a wide range of industry-leading models in one place with just one subscription. So making a video, you can use Veo, Luma Ray, Pika models, and more to get just the look that you're going for. Crafting an image? Great. Pick from Google's Nano Banana, or Black Forest Labs Flux, or OpenAI's GPT image, and others. Now, you can choose exactly the model you need for the job at each and every stage of the process and freely switch between them. Now, speaking of the creative process, more and more what we're hearing from all of you, and I think we're all feeling, is how particularly valuable we're all finding AI in the very earliest stages of that creative process. So that's for brainstorming and to explore different approaches. What we've heard one designer call a search engine for the imagination. So that's why we built Firefly Boards, which is our collaborative tool for gathering inspiration, for mood boarding, and exploring ideas, sharing them, and finally executing on a creative vision. Now, Boards is incredibly adaptable. However your brain works, you and your team can build a board that gives you the freedom to explore while capturing and sharing your vision along the way. So let's take a closer look at that. Here to show you the new features of Firefly Boards in action.
What do you
I'd
guys
like to
think of
welcome back up one
AI?
of my favorite designers,
For
Mr. Paul
the
Traney.
few
Paul?
that might be watching
Thank you
this
so
right
much.
now,
Good to be back
feel free
here. Because guess what? I
in
get
the
to
little
talk about
chat
Firefly
box,
boards.
and
Now, what is
I'm
Firefly
watching it, and I
boards?
can see
It
it.
really is just your creative playground
Like, are
for
you
ideating,
excited
visualizing,
about
brainstorming
Adobe's
anything that you
AI
want.
stuff?
Right?
Are
So
you
again, your
still
creative
like
playground, right?
mad
Not only
or
creating, but
burned
also
by
collaborating.
them
So think about
with
any project you
how
want to make:
they
logos,
stole user
branding,
data to
mock-ups, mood
make it?
boards, storyboards,
Um,
clear down to the pitch, right? We have all that all created
I
in
think a
boards
lot of
versus
people are
shoes.
coming to terms
Let's
with
move
they
on. It's
like
awesome. So
AI
let's move on to
tools
a
like
fresh
generative
board, shall we?
fill,
Right in here.
even this
This is
AI
where I
mood
want to
board thing,
begin.
but they
And
don't
again, it's
like
a playground.
generative
Start with your
AI
own
as
toys,
in
your
like
own assets, your
generating
own
art
designs,
from
maybe
scratch
designs or
using
content that
AI.
inspires you. Drop it in there. And even from here, we could take this and clean it up like so. Right, what do I have in here? Jumping in, we got our Illustrator file right there. We got our Photoshop file. We got a video file, right? I don't know why. It's there. I could play with it, which is super fun. It's not only about dropping in images, it's about creating in here, right? And that's what I want to do right now. Creation in brand new in good old boards. What we have is we have the ability to use presets. Presets are like little recipes or basically little shortcuts to do anything you want. I encourage you to scroll through this. I feel like they keep adding things. But let's play with one. Hey, electric party. If it says party, yeah, select it. Select an image of this guy, gray on gray on gray. Let's help him, right? Generating electric party, which give me Twilight to Diner vibes with iridescent outfits. It's going to get a little embarrassing for me if you don't mind. I'm just going to kind of scroll over, please. I don't know why I'm doing this, but, you know, they make me. Oh, yeah. Fashion forward, faux fur. See you at the Max Bash. Hello. Made from real Muppets. Oh, yeah, look at this. Come on now. Rocking the platform heels. I'm finally 6 foot, everybody. I love it. So make your dreams come true, at least visually, for a little bit. Super fun, but it just helps out so much using those little recipes or those little shortcuts.
What does that
content, but I'm gonna
really
get down to
do?
business right now. So what do I want to do? Just kind of create quickly. So many cool things in here. Restyling. Let's grab, say, that image of that
I mean, we've
astronaut
just seen so
and the
many
image off to the
AI
left. And then
restyles.
I'm
I
just
can go on
clicking
ChatGPT
generate.
right now and make
Don't need
myself look
prompt,
like a
just need an
South
image.
Park character.
It's going to generate
Like,
using
it's
this
just
particular
not.
image
This
as the
isn't
style.
very
So that's what's
innovative to
happening right
me.
now.
It's not that interesting.
Doesn't break my flow. I can
Oh,
click to generate a couple more
this
times.
should have just been a
right, we start to
one-liner
see these come
of
in.
like, hey,
I can
we
kinda pick
updated
one,
our
right,
Firefly
and
model
we're just getting started, right?
so we
Here
can
it is,
compete
matches
with
what we
Gemini
have
and
going
we
on
don't
up
have to
here.
use Nano
So this
Banana.
gets to be really fun. You can start
But
exploring
instead, we're just
things.
going to keep
And
licensing
all I'm
Nano
doing is
Banana.
restyling, kind of picking, I don't know, we'll go with this chromatic one right there. Generate, hit that a couple times.
I mean, I like the idea of
Zipping
an AI
around,
mood board
pushing
thing.
it like, hey, let's try you, astronaut, with
I've
that
kind of always
graphic
had that
style.
idea as well.
I don't know what's going to happen there.
But
We're going to find
this
out
isn't
together.
exactly
What
what
about
I
that
was
balloon
thinking.
animal? So just generating based on all these images, you know, Photoshop, Illustrator files. I'm just going nuts, and we can see those start to load in right down there. So again, just restyling content just to get the party started. And now I'm just going to pick a couple of these. We could see them load in. And I'm really challenging it because I'm like, I don't know what to expect here, but it has them loading in right now. Let's go ahead and place those on the canvas. Bam, we have what, how many? We got like, what, 5, 6 images that I can work with. And this is just the starting point.
But work with
you guys
to
ever
do what?
worked on your
Work with to
initial
do what?
projects? You're like, is this dumb? Ever thought that? Is this dumb or is it cool? That's when I want to introduce collaboration. I'm like, help me, designer friends. Collaboration in good old boards. So this is where to invite my
I think there's a
designer
lot of
friends,
stuff
design-
here that's
Well,
like,
Kelsey Slay, you'll see.
I'm turning them down. I think there's a lot of stuff that is like real innovation and is really cool, and then there's also half this stuff that's like, hey, shareholders, we're keeping up with the competition type of thing. And like this isn't like nobody's clapping when he's like, "Oh, we can collaborate," because everybody's like, "Oh, yeah, I mean, I've seen Figma before or Miro board or anything else, and I don't really want a bunch of AI images on an infinite canvas." Like this exists already in a lot of different forms, and nobody is going to use this software, um whatever they're calling this. It's just some sort of firefly boards. Like I don't think there's any real interest for anybody to use this. But what they did with the Photoshop thing was really interesting. What they're doing with ChatGPT is really interesting. So this is like a just a buffer one where again I think this is a, hey, shareholders, we're trying to keep up with Figma since we couldn't buy them, that type of thing.
What am I using? Well, I could use Firefly, but partner models, Flux, Gemini, Imogen, GPT, like all these partner models. I keep scrolling. Pick the one you want. We want to give you that creative freedom to pick what you want, but everything is in one place, which makes it really powerful for me. I don't have to hunt social media for what new hot platforms out there.
I guess he was just
like right
paused.
here.
So
we'll
what
wait
do
for
they
that.
got?
That's going to
Flex,
load up, and the whole
runway,
idea is just
image
keep the
gen.
integrity of this image right here. And again, that's what's happening right now. We can see them load in. Let's pull out one. Right, this is exactly what I asked for. It's okay. Can we all agree it's okay?
I wish I could skip forward.
It's all right. It's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to keep the integrity of those images. You're like, oh, maybe it could be better. Can you help me out? Hey, give me variations. More like this.
This
how many?
dude is
2, 4, 6?
preaching
No. What do we
like
got?
a pastor.
16? I don't know how we decided on 16, but give me 16 variations of my astronaut. They're like, Paul, you need help. Here's 16 for you. That's okay.
While this is going on, I'm going to turn him down for a second. So, the last 30 days leading up to this event, I have uninstalled Adobe completely. Let me see. You can't see my sidebar. I was trying to see if you see my dock. I have uninstalled every Adobe app on my computer for the last 30 days to make a video about me quitting Adobe. In fact, this is my Adobe cigarette box from me quitting my addiction. I love Adobe. I'll hate on them all day, but they are fantastic and the software's fantastic. Um this stuff is not that interesting to me, but um it's really been an eye-opening experience to quit Adobe, and it's all been kind of leading up to this event and to also Affinity's big announcement on Thursday, where they're gonna supposedly release a version 3. So a lot of interesting stuff on the way. It's an interesting time to see what Adobe is gonna spit out, because I feel like now more than ever before, people are considering other options.
Easy for you to explore latest styles and trends as a starting point, and then adapt those into something that really resonates for your project and your look and feel. Now, once you've got your idea all locked and loaded, it's time to go to work. Creating, gathering, generating your assets you need, and then putting them together into a killer final result. Now, if you use Creative Cloud, which I know a lot of you out there do, everything that you've developed in Firefly.
See, what would have been cool for an AI mood board app is something where you dump in your stuff and you dump in your inspiration and you say, like, this is what I've got so far, this is my inspiration, and you're like, can you combine these two photos? And AI generates like an image of like, this is what that might look like. And like I think that's where the superpower is, but his was just generating images.
Track video editor. Sequence your story, build amazing transitions and effects, and perfect your audio with just a blend of traditional and AI editing tools. With these new Firefly editors, you can go from empty project to finished content, all without leaving the browser. So let's now take a closer look at those new editors. To show us just how easy it is to assemble great content with these tools, I'd like to welcome up my friend Lucy Street.
Check.
Lucy. Thanks, Eli. I have traveled all the way from Wales to share these goodies with you, so let's jump straight in. I'm in Firefly Boards exploring some ideas for a YouTube video. I've spent a lot of time in San Francisco over the last 2 months, so I brought in a ton of my photos and videos. See, I went to the Golden Gate Bridge, over to Pier 39, and I went to my very first baseball game. So I've started to bring some of my clips into a little bit of a storyboard. I've been exploring some title ideas. I want a little transition, maybe going from a sketch into my video. I got to remember to clean up that audio, and I want to end with a bang, something funky. So let's start to put this together. Heading back to the Firefly home, and over to the brand new Firefly video editor. Now this is a lightweight video editor, and it's going to be the perfect place to assemble my video.
I don't know if it's
I
still
can get started with a bunch of size
If it
presets,
is, that's
whether I'm
kind of the
working for
reason why I
TikTok,
haven't.
YouTube, or
It's just so
Instagram.
complicated.
But in this case,
But,
I've already made a start.
Yeah,
So
I
let's
can
jump
imagine
straight
a lot
in.
of different apps.
So I've started
have
to bring
kind
in some of
have
my
this
clips.
sort of thing
We've got
already,
my
which is why I
title,
think that
a
this
music
is
track
just
from
more
stock,
to appease
and right about here
shareholders
is
of
where
like,
I
hey,
want
we-
my
we're
transition.
keeping up with the
But I really
competition,
wish
but
those
this
cars
isn't
weren't there.
really that
So we're going to head back to the
compared to
Firefly
some of the
home
other
and
stuff they were
over to
announcing.
edit an image. And I'm just going to upload the frame from my timeline, drop that in, and type in my prompt, which is literally just remove all the cars. Now, I'm using the brand new Firefly Image 5 model, which lets me edit my images using just a prompt. So one thing it's great at is maintaining the rest of my image. So it's just going to identify the cars, their shadows, remove them, but it's going to keep everything the same. And I just love this way of editing, because I can be bossy, and then the cars are gone. Perfect. This is going to be the great spot to generate my image from. So let's move over to the Generate tab, and I'm going to switch over to Firefly Image 4 Ultra, change up the aspect ratio to widescreen, and now I'm going to drop in my composition reference, which is this lovely little image we just edited. Drop that in. Remember to bump up the strength, because I really want this generated image to match my composition reference. And now let's add in a style. Now I either can upload my own or pick from all of these that are right here in Firefly. I think this one, she'll work well. And now let's type in our prompt, which is just drawing of a street in San Francisco. Now it's going to take my composition reference, which was that image we just edited, along with my style reference and my super simple prompt, literally just drawing of a street in San Francisco. And this just gives me extra control and precision when I'm generating. And there we go, look at that. It's matched my composition reference perfectly, and this is going to work great as the first frame for my transition. So let's share this straight over to Generate Video. You can see it's already uploaded as the first frame. So now we're going to go in and we're going to add our second frame, which is again this shot from my timeline.
I feel like I missed it.
And let's type in my prompt, which is transition, slowly morphing from sketch to image. Let's change up the resolution to 1080.
This is funny. I've seen
and
this
takes about a minute to generate, so we're going to scooch on over to one I generated backstage, and let's play.
So it's kind of fascinating to see.
So we've got my sketch going into the video. Perfect! Look at that!
That is so funny. I'm going to have to send this to my friend. He just made a sketch-to-image transition.
Pretty cool.
From
So
scratch,
let's head back to my
motion,
timeline and over to my generative history. Now this is where I have access to all of my generations, including our lovely transition. We're going to drop that onto the timeline. I'm going to open up my properties panel. Let's speed this up a little bit. Perfect. And now let's play. So we've got my transition going into the video. Look at that. Yeah, definitely not lost. I just created my own custom transition. That is mad. So let's move on, because I recorded a little intro, a little talking video in my hotel room. Let's play.
I'm in San Francisco for the next 2 months on some top secret Adobe business. Can you guess what it is yet?
Can you guess what it is yet? My demo on the Max stage. But that sounded awful because I forgot my mic. You can hear the aircon in the background, so let's fix that up. Heading back to the Firefly home, and this time I'm going to head over to Enhance
This is
Speech.
nothing new.
And I've already dropped in my clip.
Fireflies,
Let's remind ourselves of how awful that sounded.
Right now, it is
I'm in San Francisco for the next 2 months on some top secret Adobe business.
Ugh, awful. So let's...
Again, like everything they just showed, we've already seen. We've seen generative fill. We've seen image create to sketch. Like, that wasn't that new. We've seen image to video and Adobe Enhanced Speech. I've been using that for like a year now. So, well, I don't know. Where's the innovation, Adobe? Can we get back to the announcements?
So clean, so professional. Perfect. So, head back to my timeline. We'll do a little quick swap. Crispy version in. Bad version out. Perfect. Now, you're probably thinking that this takes up quite a lot of space on my timeline, which means I probably started to waffle somewhere. So now I'd have to go in, I'd have to make some cuts, scrub through, like here, and keep scrubbing where did, I do not have the patience to do that. Well, that's okay, because I have the text-based editor, which lets me edit my talking videos just as I would with a text document. And one of my favorites is it highlights all of the pauses. I can just select that on the transcript.
I said here we go, because I thought it was like
it highlighted on the timeline?
That's the one thing I'm
now you
excited
don't,
about right
because
now.
I deleted it, and that's how easy it is.
We've had text-based editing. We've had
And as I
this.
play,
How
it
is this
highlights the
new?
words on the transcript.
How is this new?
words on the transcript.
And of course, I've got to start with the main
Text-based
spots.
editing
So
came
Pier
out-
39, Golden Gate Bridge, Painted
I don't know
Ladies.
if it came out in
So that is
2024.
probably where I
think
started to
2024,
waffle.
So it came out last
So on the
year.
transcript, we're going to highlight this
I
whole
almost think
section.
it came out in 2023,
And just
but it's
delete it.
probably 24.
It's easy. Nobody wants to hear me waffle. So let's play that back.
The whole weekend to explore. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah. So moving on, my video is looking nice, it's looking good. And last up, I have this shot of this beautiful little turtle mural. But you know, I was taking it and I can just imagine the turtle breaking from the wall and flying into the sky. So we're gonna head over to generate video. And this time I'm gonna use VO 3.1 because I wanna generate not only the video, but also the audio. And let's add in our frame, which is my pretty little turtle. Drop him in there.
That's an announcement.
And type in my prompt.
They had Nano Banana.
And hit
not Google
generate.
VO.
So this time I've got the turtle slowly and majestically breaks from the wall, huge and weighty, water and mist spilling into the air as it swims away into the sky. You can hear the water splashing onto the road below. So again, this takes about a minute, so we're scooching on over. And I'm gonna full screen this, because you gotta look. Yeah. Yeah.
That was sick. That was
He
sick.
broke
I love
free
that
from the
actually
wall.
broke
You've got the
VO
water.
raw.
You can hear it.
But,
Perfect. So
how
one
is
last
Adobe
time.
Max?
We're headed back to my
How
timeline.
is it? Adobe's like taking credit for Google VO. Like they just applauded because that video was sick, but that was just Google's AI.
Little turtle. And I'm going to unmute my soundtrack. And we're going to watch this back. Yeah! I have so much fun creating my own custom transitions and special effects within Firefly. That's it from me. Thank you very much.
All right. Amazing work, Lucy. Thank you very much for showing us all that. I got to tell you, I have worked with Lucy for a long time now, and I am not a creative professional, so I'm always in awe of the creative ideas that she comes up with, the sketch to video transition, that turtle flying off the billboard. Even got a wow from some of the producers backstage, and they have seen it all, so well done, Lucy. I also loved how easy it is now to see Lucy using those new editors to be able to implement those effects using the new editors that we have in Firefly. And Firefly is equally powerful, of course, working with audio, as you saw. Lucy made a cranky, noisy voiceover sound like it was captured in a professional recording studio. And as you'll see later, Firefly can now generate a custom, perfectly timed, and royalty-free soundtrack that matches your video's vibe.
Okay.
So with all these features and more, we believe that Firefly is really the best way to brainstorm and create videos, images, and audio on the web, powered by industry-leading models, all in one place. And there's lots more for you to try that we weren't able to show you here if you go to firefly.adobe.com now. Now you can sign up for access to the new...
Whoa. When did we get royalty-free soundtracks for your videos that perfectly match your video? I want to see that.
Use the new Firefly, that we're making it even easier for you to try it out starting now. Through December 1st, all Creative Cloud Pro users and Firefly subscribers, which probably covers a lot of people in the audience here, will be able to generate unlimited images using any model from Adobe or our partners right there in the Firefly app. So Nano Banana, Flux, GPT Image, it's all there and it's all unlimited for you to use through December 1st.
That's funny because Kittle is also doing unlimited AI generations.
Footage using the Firefly video model on firefly.adobe.com. So head on over, give it a try now. I really think you're going to love it.
Yeah, that's funny. Kittle's also doing the unlimited AI. The unlimited video is actually pretty cool, though. Might take advantage of that.
But as we all know, these days, more and more of us are creating on the go, right? Especially with video. Now, you're already shooting footage on these beautiful, high-powered cameras that we're all carrying around in our pockets.
Just one,
so
two,
why
check,
wait
check,
until
check.
you're at your laptop to edit and post it, right? Don't worry.
Sorry, can you hear me
We've got
better
you
now?
covered there as well, with the all-new Premiere mobile app on the iPhone.
I don't know what it sounds like for you guys, so I don't want to be like overpowering either.
Premiere Mobile, it was one class. had to go along with them and support them there. Premiere Mobile combines many of the capabilities of Premiere on the desktop with Firefly's generative and editing features to create a powerful, intuitive tool that helps you capture and create high-quality video anywhere. So with Premiere Mobile, you can now do the kind of detailed multi-track editing that you're accustomed to, perfectly reimagined to work effortlessly on your phone. You can quickly edit down your footage and then mix in generated videos, sound effects, and music, and do the kinds of
Is
edits
this volume good
Lucy
for
do
the presentation?
well,
I've been
right
kind of
there on
doing
your
this
mobile
thing where
device.
I've like got the
So let's
volume
go ahead and
going and then I turn it down. I'm talking here. Does that work? Or should I just like
My
leave
friend
the
Kelly
volume
Weldon.
somewhere else?
Thank
Kelly?
you. I am so excited to be here in my hometown of Los Angeles to share Premiere on iPhone, the ultimate pro-quality video editing app for creators. And I'm a creator that loves pro-level polish without needing pro-level expertise. So let's jump right in. Here's a project I've been working on. First of all, we've got this awesome vertical timeline. It's fully resizable. Playback and scrubbing is super smooth, and we've got so many great quick actions here, like this one, that helps me jump to the next cut for quick and easy editing. This is so powerful, but so intuitive. So let's go to the home page. We're gonna start a new project. So I'm just gonna import some content from my camera roll here. If you're like me, you shoot most of your content on your camera roll, and I'm making a quick video about my interior design style. So great, it created that timeline for me. Now, I like to start most of my videos with voiceover, and normally I have to be pretty particular about where I am when I record, right? Make sure no one's breathing nearby, no dogs barking, but with Premiere on iPhone, I actually don't have to worry about that anymore. So let me show you what I mean. I'm gonna record some voiceover live right now, and when I do, it's gonna take me a second. So when I start recording, turn to your neighbor, whisper something nice. I'm looking for a dull murmur of background noise, okay? Ready? Let's get started. My interior design style, think natural textures. Cozy, but contemporary. I love grounding a room with natural materials and mixing old soul with new lines. So that's my interior design style. What's yours? Okay, that was pretty good, thank you. All right, let's play that back and see what that sounded like. My interior design style, think natural textures. Okay, I think you can hear yourselves in the background, right? So normally I would have to delete this, go hide in a closet, and re-record, but this is where enhanced speech comes in. So let's toggle that on. I'm gonna turn background noise down to 0. That's right, Lucy, I can do this too. And what this is gonna do is remove that background noise and then enhance my voiceover for crisp, clear vocal quality. And this is awesome because I can record from anywhere just with the mic in my iPhone. So let's remind ourselves what that sounded like. Style, think natural texture. So loud, you guys did a little too well. Now let's turn that on and see what that sounds like. My interior design style, think natural textures. Cozy, but contemporary. Yeah! Works like a charm every single time. I love enhanced speech for this. Okay, so there's a part in my voiceover where I'm talking about my style, and I want to pop in some visuals that I think reflect that. So first, I'm going to go and grab a background image from Adobe Stock. Yes, I have access to Adobe Stock right here in Premiere. I don't have to go anywhere else for these placeholder images and videos. So let's go ahead and find that background. I'm lost a little here. Here we go. Okay, Mount Steras. Perfect. I have a...
I'm not really that like, again, I like Adobe. I don't want to sit here and just rag on Adobe all day long, but this is like, this is just nothing new. This is old features. We've seen the voice, the like audio fix thing. It's an incredible feature and I love it. And I guess what's new is that they've put it into Premiere on iPhone. But again, I don't know how many of us are realistically editing with Premiere on iPhone. Um, I mean, there's a lot. If you're editing that much on your phone, you're probably using CapCut, if we're just all being honest. It's a really good software for editing this type of video for your phone. So I'm just kind of like I'm getting glazed over here listening to these updates. I want to kind of get back to like the desktop applications and things they're doing over there.
Custom design with the infinite tracks.
Okay, so I do really like the background image I chose, but lately I've been trying to add more dynamic elements and unique movement to my content. I really want to send my dog to college, so I could go back to Adobe stock and try to find a video that matches this aesthetic, but I want to turn this image into a video. So let's do that. I've got it selected. I'm going to go over to image to video, and then quickly just type the movement I want to see. Leaves moving gently in the wind. Something chill. Now this takes a second, so I actually was generating backstage. I'm going to cancel that, and then go ahead and use my handy dandy replace feature here and grab the video that I generated backstage. So let's take a look at this together.
Cozy but contemporary.
Okay, nice. I've got that subtle movement. So image to video just helps me add that extra layer of quality and polish to my content. Awesome. Now, another way that I love to add polish to my content is through sound effects, and I actually have a lot of fun creating my own. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going over to generate sound effects, and again, I'm just going to use a text prompt to describe the sound. I want a kind of camera shutter sound as each image pops in, but I'm looking for really precise timing with this, so I'm actually going to perform the timing to make sure it's just right. So quiet on the set this time, please. Click, click, click. Embarrassing, I usually have to sing that for some reason. Okay, so it's gonna take my vocal performance and my text prompt to generate that sound effect with perfect timing. This is so fun. I'm just gonna add that in quickly, and let's play that back together. Let's see.
Cozy but contemporary.
Look at that, awesome. So I've got that super.
That sounded like it was like she was eating a bag of chips. Again, generate sound effects, awesome tool, not new at all. I'm wondering if they're doing this either for awareness of like people don't know that they have these tools, or what, but you can tell the audience isn't clapping like they were a little bit earlier when they were actually releasing some new stuff. So yeah, I don't know.
And adjustments. So let's open up the adjust menu and take a look at all of the different options we have here for color grading and adjustments with Premiere. This is awesome. I think for this one, I'm just gonna dial up the vibrance. Yeah, I agree. Dial up the vibrance and saturation. Great, so that's beautiful. It's a little bit brighter. It matches these clips, and I made the perfect adjustments. Okay, so let's do some housekeeping here to get this ready to post. We need a soundtrack, of course, and we have an awesome library of licensed content right here in Premiere. I'm looking for something mellow, maybe jazzy. Unexpected, I know. Let's see what we've got. Okay, let's test out Moonlight. Okay, I like it. Do you guys agree? Let's bring that in. Again, Adobe stock. I don't have to go elsewhere for music. I have so many different options here, so let's pull that in. And now I'm going to use a couple of the quick actions that I mentioned. So let's split this down. I'm going to add a quick audio fade. It is super easy with these sliders. And then before we play that back together, I need some captions, of course. So let's go ahead and add those quickly. I'm going to pull that from the transcription of my voiceover that Premiere creates automatically. Look at how fast those popped in. It's so impressive. So let's move these to the top, and then I love going into style here and choosing from some of these pre-made animated caption templates. Let's go with this one. Love the way it highlights the word as I speak it. All right, so let's play this and see if we're actually ready to post.
My interior design style, think natural textures. Cozy but contemporary. I love grounding.
All right, nice, right? This is definitely going viral. If you don't agree, keep it to yourself. Okay, so let's export this. We have so many different export options. I can even send this to Premiere on desktop if I want to keep editing, but this one's actually going to YouTube Shorts. So let's export this. So Premiere on iPhone made it so easy for me to create high quality content quickly. I'm so excited for all of you to try it, and it's available to download for free in the App Store today. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. All right, so to recap, with Premiere Mobile, you can now edit your own footage, generate new clips, perfect the audio and visuals of your story, and export straight to your social channels. And as Kelly said, you can already download the Premiere Mobile app on your iPhone today for free.
I
and
guess
if you don't have an
Premiere Mobile
iPhone, don't worry.
Is new.
We got the team back in the labs
I feel like I
as
saw
we
headlines
speak,
about that a
developing
while ago,
Premiere
though.
for Android. Yay!
Maybe it was a beta
Okay.
app.
So if you're a video creator like Kelly and you finish your work, there is no better audience for you to share your work with than to the billions of people watching on YouTube. Which is why I'm very excited to announce another new partnership today between Adobe and Google with Premiere Mobile and YouTube. Now, coming soon in Premiere Mobile, that means you'll get access to exclusive templates and transitions to inspire and enable you to create and publish amazing content right to YouTube Shorts, right from within the app. So to learn more about the partnership, I'd like to show you a quick preview of what that will look like, and then welcome up my friend Scott Silver, who's Vice President of Engineering at YouTube.
Nothing good, guys. Nothing good. Actually, I'm gonna tell you what, YouTube partnerships, like, I don't know, that there's just nothing here. There's nothing there. There's nothing new. Nothing new today. What I can tell you is that at the very beginning of this presentation, they released like a Photoshop AI agent that controls your Photoshop application and based off of prompts, adjust layers for you, adjust saturation, can use all the tools in Photoshop. That was the most incredible thing in the world. And then for the last like I don't even know how long this thing's been going. For the last like 30 minutes, we have just been not seeing a single actual new feature. That yeah, AI agent thing was incredible. Also integration with ChatGPT, like how Canva integrated with ChatGPT, like great stuff there. And now right now we're not getting anything. We are getting literally features that have already existed for a year and they're introducing them like they're new features. We need Tim Cook. I don't know where Tim Cook is. Yeah, OpenAI partnership, Google partnership, a lot of partnerships. They just showed a Google VO video and everybody clapped. They were like, "This is incredible." But it was literally just Google VO. Like they were trying to take credit for Google VO. Let's see what they're doing right now.
So I want to drill down on something. You just mentioned remixing content, right? And I think a big reason why we've built this kind of unique space in Premiere Mobile is to help all of our creators, just kind of stay on trend.
Yeah, I don't know. Only thing, I wish they had been talking about this AI assistant for Photoshop for like an hour straight. They literally talked about, they dropped this thing for like 5 minutes, which almost makes me think that they don't have that demo fleshed out. Because that should have been what we have been talking about this entire time. I don't know what we're talking about now.
That's at the heart of YouTube, and so you need to be able to figure out how to add in your own perspective. So our hope is with our partnership, creators will be able to see the latest hot trends right inside Premiere Mobile, but they can put their latest spin on those creations. And once they share that content on YouTube, other creators will be able to see those videos on YouTube Shorts, and they'll actually be able to pull that template right from Shorts right into Premiere Mobile and remix it and publish that as their own short, thus furthering the trend. This new dedicated space in Premiere Mobile will help creators everywhere get started quickly with trending templates. They'll level up their content with exclusive effects and tell their best story with a rich video editing app. What's most exciting and most important about YouTube in the future is that creators remain at the heart of YouTube, and I'm looking forward to see what they create with this.
That's great. So, I mean, obviously we have that in common. We're big fans of all the creatives here. So really excited to launch this together. Thank you, Scott, for coming up. I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you. Great. Thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
And then to all of you, these exclusive templates and effects for YouTube, they'll be coming to Premiere Mobile soon, so go ahead and check it out. Remember, you can download Premiere Mobile today. It's available on the iPhone App Store now. And it's getting rave reviews from users who say that it's easy to use,
it's getting
fast.
it's getting rave reviews. That's because it has been out. It has been out.
So, quick recap of what we saw today. The all-new Adobe Firefly is your one-stop creative space. It offers access to top AI models and helps you brainstorm, generate, create, and edit amazing videos, images, sound, and more, all in one place. And on top of that, we've got Premiere Mobile, which enables intuitive, efficient, and powerful video editing on the go. And all of this can be used on its own or as a great complement to our Creative Cloud applications, where we are bringing the generative AI power of Firefly and other top models to great applications like Photoshop, Illustrator, and Premiere. So now to show you some of the most exciting things that are going on in Creative Cloud in those applications, I'd like to hand things over to the indomitable Deepa Subramaniam. Deepa?
Wonder if she got to pick her song.
I'm so happy to be here in LA, one of my absolute favorite creative hubs in the world, always pushing the boundaries in fashion, art, music, film. It's just really great energy.
Okay, so to answer your question, Joe, so I quit Adobe for 30 days. What I've been using is for like Photoshop, Lightroom, Pixelmator Pro. It's not a great Photoshop replacement, but it seems to work for what I want to do. And then for Premiere, I use Final Cut or DaVinci if you're on Windows. Let's see, what else? After Effects, I use Motion VFX. And then Illustrator, I like this app called Linearity, which was formerly known as Vectornator. And then I also like Kittl, but Linearity is a closer Illustrator alternative.
We want to help you take advantage of the incredible demand for your content by providing the power and precision you have always expected from our flagship tools, while also implementing AI in a way that keeps you in control, complementing your skills, not replacing them. While we continue to expand what is possible in our Pro Tools with a particular focus on performance.
I really want to see what Affinity's coming out with on Thursday, because I think that's going to be my Pixelmator. Like, I like Pixelmator. It's $50 one time, which is really nice and affordable, but it misses a lot of the main features from Photoshop that I feel like I need. So whatever Affinity comes out with on Thursday, I'm going to definitely purchase and try, and hopefully maybe that will be a replacement for me. But I do like Adobe. I really do. It's just expensive. It is so expensive.
That is Creative Cloud. And you'll see how we're continuing to bring you AI innovation that takes the drudgery out of your creative work, along with providing you more choice with popular models now integrated
it's kind of
into
half
our flagship
challenge of like I quit Adobe for 30 days,
so
and then it's also half like
Photoshop.
legit, like my Adobe subscription actually ended, and I was like, I'm not going to renew
has been
this.
Industry standard in digital imaging, standing for creation, power, control, and precision. And in many ways, Photoshop is more important than ever before. While generative models are getting better and better at producing amazing outputs
than ever before,
they just can't do everything Photoshop can do. And the core reason comes down to control. In Photoshop, you are in ultimate control. You are handcrafting the edits, which means you can maintain content fidelity, edit non-destructively, composite across layers, achieve pixel-perfect precision. I mean, truly, the list goes on and on. So while the content creation floor is rising with fast-paced innovation in generative models, the need to create standout content is more important than ever. This requires precise control, and that is the soul of Photoshop. We are already seeing how much you are enthusiastically adopting new AI-powered workflows in Photoshop, like generative fill, which is one of the top 5 most used features in Photoshop.
Might be getting something good.
In fact, 2 out of 3 Photoshop users use generative AI in their workflows. And we love seeing how you're creating across the full Creative Cloud ecosystem, moving seamlessly between Photoshop, Firefly, and Express bidirectionally. We saw an example of this earlier when Paul used Firefly boards to explore ideas for his project. Let's see how he takes that idea even further by jumping into Photoshop for more controlled creation. Please welcome back to the stage, Paul Traney.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Deepa. Yes, I got to finish the job, which is why I'm here in Photoshop. In fact, I'm going to start right here from the welcome screen, because right down here we have generation history. So everything I created earlier is really just one click away. We could jump in, don't have to clutter up my downloads folder. Now I'm going to make 2 designs. All right, I have this one. But before I begin, and before you begin any project, it's all about, is this image usable? Right? Is it big enough for me to actually use and explore my design with it? You say it's hardly even big enough for Instagram. Right? It's not quite going to cut it. Well, introducing in Photoshop, we have generative upscale. This is amazing.
Ooh,
okay. You said it. Right here, partner models, Topaz Bloom.
Oh, it's with Topaz.
Slider. If there's a creativity slider, you crank that all the way up, right? 2 to 4 times the size, upscale that bad boy. That's what's happening right now. Don't have to wait for it. I'm going to skip over
That's a good partnership.
To save us on time. This exact same image. Here's our before. Right in here, we could see this like so. And then we have our after upscaled.
Whoa.
Yes.
Wait, can you flip that back?
Remember,
that
our
looks
before
very
over
different.
here. What is this? Chocolate, melted chocolate ice cream? Oh, your mountains. I see it now.
That almost looks
down.
like a different
right
photo.
Over here, you're like, oh, what is this mush? This is the creative upscaling. It's like, okay, it fills in those details and those rocks and everything where it needs it.
That's actually a little scary because if this
Salvaging
was a
images,
real
I can
photo,
use this
I'd
now.
love to
What I
see
wanna
what
do.
this looks
Hey,
like
something
on
for you.
real
You're not doing space
photography
stuff. Something closer to home
and
just
how
for fun,
the
right?
accuracy. Here we go.
Family
Okay,
photo
perfect.
time.
Thank
I
you.
know you have one of these, right? Everybody's looking pretty good. My mom's the only one paying attention, apparently.
Topaz, if you're not familiar with Topaz, Topaz is very, probably the leader in upscaling, which is big. So this is very smart.
Gigapixel face recovery, right? Maintain those characteristics, right? And I can upscale it. So here's our before, and there's our after. Beautiful, right? My mom is beautiful. Right. To this day, she is beautiful. Again, you guys interested? You guys not interested? You not interested, little Paul? Well, clearly, you're not interested. Wake up, buddy. He just wants to nap. But this is so powerful, generatively upscaling images with partner models. So again, we got holidays coming around the corner. Just put that in the back of your brain. All right, let's move on. It's right over here. We're going to work on this design. I said I need to make 2. So the first one's going to basically be a little bit more sort of type heavy. So I'm just going to add some text right in here really fast. I'll just add something. And I want actually like block text. So jump in here. That means like I want each line to basically be the same width, right? And it's all this tweaking that you have to do. You go in. You designers know what I'm talking about, right? Adjusting accordingly, right? And what we have the ability to do is jump in, and right over here, dynamic text. Click there, boom, and let's go and fix this. Let's go actually a little more centered, right? And there we have our text. It's already justified and reflows nicely. So designers, you want this.
I like that.
I want this everywhere now. You want to highlight a word or a piece of text or whatever. You
that
have
is
sort
so
of that
simple.
full control
That's
right
like
there,
old
okay?
days Photoshop feature.
We're covering up our little
I like
superstar
that.
right down here.
I
Right?
appreciate this is a small thing, but
He's
I
like,
appreciate
what about
it.
me? Guess we'll just take that. We'll duplicate that layer, put it on top of the layer sandwich. Right? Delicious. Do a remove background. Right? And this is what I want for my poster. Job 1 done. Let's move on. Right? I don't have much time. Thank you. Let's move on to another planet, shall we? Right over here. Same situation, remove background, right? It does its job, right? And in here, I love Photoshop, right? Because I could say, take this, and let's just do a little pin. I love the creative flexibility that I have in Photoshop. So much fun, right? Well, look at this, what, right? Okay, calm down. I want the precision of Photoshop. There we are, precision done. But I love this flexibility that I have. The big thing I need to do now is dive in and make him match like he's actually standing in this environment. So Photoshop users, you know this means adjustment layers, painting, stacking, like all this work to remove the blue and all that good stuff. If there's only an easier way, there better be if you're bringing it up, Paul. Harmonize. In Photoshop, click one button there. I have my subject, I have my background. It's analyzing the background, my lights, my darks. What color is the light? I don't know. I don't have to worry about it. What is my subject on? What is the, there's so many questions that I have to actually.
I've used the harmonized neural filter, which exists in Photoshop already a lot, and I could tell you it would work fantastic for this, but it doesn't always work fantastic for real faces and things like that. Again, that's why I'm like, I don't know, I always get skeptical of these demos when they're using AI stuff. Um, because I'd be curious to know if this harmonize, I'm assuming it has some sort of new AI features from the previous harmonize function, but the concept is great.
I have, again, the ability to kind of do any other edits that I need to, and that is harmonize. It's, I swear, my new best friend in Photoshop.
Project Mac, I think you are right, and I think that half of this stream seems to I don't know if it's like being geared towards shareholders or what, but I almost feel like a lot of this stream, like a lot of this stuff is already been out, and I just feel like they're trying to, I don't know, just renew the same headlines somehow and just like appeal to shareholders that they're staying relevant without actually having to innovate with new stuff. I don't know what's going on, but even this harmonized thing isn't really that like, it's not blowing my mind.
Context Pro, Gemini 2.5, right? Picking the one you want, clicking generate, and it's actually going to go ahead and take that. I like that sort of freedom to use these partner models, picking the one that's going to be best for this job, and I still have that precision, defining exactly where I want this. Oh, look at that. Oh, what incarnation happened? Jokes, people. It's fun. Look at this, covered in matches.
The problem is, again, it's the real world scenario of like, this is not what people do with Photoshop. Nobody is making this. And I think that's maybe what you're getting at too, is like, this just isn't like actual real cases. Um, and if there were actual real use cases, then I'd be speaking a lot more positively. Like the AI agent thing with Photoshop was actually cool. And even the text, adjusting the text, like that small change was actually cool because it was a real use case. But whatever the heck he is doing on the screen right now is not like, what is he doing?
So what we've done in a short amount of time, salvaged images with generative upscale, dynamic text reflowing it the way I want, right? Using harmonize on any object, it'll just make it match, doing that job for you. Generative upscale using partner models, we've done a lot. But we're not done. So much tension. What's going to happen? What's going to happen with those two? Guess what? We could take this directly from Photoshop into Firefly. So that's what I'm selecting now. Anything you create in Photoshop, just send it on over, and then you get to boss it around, which is what I'm doing right now. It will load it up. You could pick the model that you want.
I don't know why they keep saying boss it around. That's been like, everybody's been getting on the stage and saying, I can't wait to boss my AI around.
Any way I want, and again, I want them to meet, maybe rotate, maybe do a little zoom. We won't wait for this. I'll go ahead and click over right here. Let's see what's going to happen. It's the exact same prompt. Let's take a look at these two. Whoa, did we just become best friends? We did. And you should feel that way about Photoshop and Firefly. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Paul. You just saw how powerful it is to move seamlessly between creative ideation and Firefly.
Okay, so to recap, the things that we've gotten so far that are actually cool. Photoshop's AI assistant, Topaz upscaling, and that little tiny text adjustment feature. Those are 3 things we've gotten out of this live stream.
He also showed how easy it is to blend objects into any background with the one-click, game-changing harmonization
I thought
feature.
so too. It came really
close. We also saw many quality of life improvements and performance updates, like how resizing and reflowing text is now dynamic and automatic and faster in Photoshop. And my absolute favorite feature was when he took his artwork directly from Photoshop into Firefly Generate Video and generated that stunning cinematic animation. All of this is available today in your Creative Cloud membership. So go update to the latest version of Photoshop and see what you can create in combination with Firefly. Okay, let's switch gears. Whether it's for digital, print, or packaging and fashion design, Illustrator is industry standard for graphic design and illustration.
Okay,
We've continued to
get
work
into
closely
Illustrator.
with you to innovate where it matters most to your professional design work. We've been steadily transforming Illustrator's performance and responsiveness, making every common workflow GPU accelerated and multi-threaded. And we're using AI as a helpful ingredient to unlock features that, frankly, were not possible before. We have focused on the big and small things that improve your efficiency, productivity, and happiness by delivering hundreds of your top community-requested features and fixes this year alone. These themes continue with the latest release of Illustrator, so please welcome creative evangelist Michael Fagoso to the stage.
Creative evangelist.
What's up? What's up, homies? Hey, my name is Michael Fagoso. I'm a hardcore vector illustrator. Look at this. This is what I do. Oh, what's up, vectors? Heck yeah. Jesus. All right, this is my 4th Max, all right? And, I always start off Max this way, talking about performance enhancements to Illustrator. Look at this. Look at my layers. Hey, Emma, I didn't name my layers, all right? But it's all good because there's 1,000 of them.
Just looking
okay?
at the thing
there's
is making
1,000
my
layers in here,
computer
shapes,
lag.
effects applied to it. Just consider how big this file is, homies. And watch this. We have up to a 5 times performance boost in object manipulation. So things like rotating is super smooth. Look at that. It just glides there. No frame rate hiccups whatsoever. Scaling. I'm just going to scale this from the center. Ooh, yeah, no hiccups. Hey, guys, I'm about to be ridiculous here. Hey, I'm going to zoom up really quick. Zoom out. Hey, 1,000 shapes, more like 3,000 shapes. Hey, 3,000 layers. What's up, vectors? Hey, considering all that, things like zooming in is super smooth. Ooh, and then look at that. Panning is smooth. Things like, look at this. We got raster effects, we got vector effects combined, and Illustrator just handling this file like a champ. Heck yeah, performance enhancements in Illustrator. Nice.
What did you just say?
Yeah. Okay, so this makes our lives easier, right? But speaking of making our lives easier, I want to talk to you about my favorite kind of update, quality of life. Okay, so I made this poster right here, very grid-based poster design. You all think I use a snap to grids, and you know, do I use that? Snap to grids, smart grids, you all think so? Nope. I don't, because look at this. When I move this in there, oh, look, it's like reading stuff from like the multiple artboards. It's just giving me a bunch of information. It's not snapping to anything. Well, watch this, homies. I got this new quick access snapping panel, so we can turn on that snap to grid. Snap to pixel, point, guides, it's all there. And if we want some more options, we got some advanced options here. This is brand.
Is this really a year of Adobe's progress? This is what we're getting. Snap to grid.
Manipulates with the current artboard that it's in. Boom, and it just snaps into place right there. Oh, I got nervous hands up here too, you know what I mean? Heck yeah. We got visual updates. You can see the grid as it moves in there too, right? And look at this, it's a square within a square. Hey, no problem, man. I got you. All right, so watch this really quick. You want to go free flowing, you're done at the grid, just turn it off. Quick access snapping file, turn all those off, homies. And watch this. Ooh, yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, quick access snapping panel. All right, let's fix up some text, everybody. Let's add some contrast here. I'm gonna size this max up, because that's where we are. We're at max, homies. And I'm gonna move that down right there. All I wanna do is change the color, okay? I'm gonna get my eyedropper tool, and I want this kind of like mid-orange. I don't want this bright yellow. I want it right here. And I click on it, and it takes the entire property of that shape. I just want the color. Watch this. Hey, this is a very simple, powerful update. You hold the shift key, homies. We get a zoomed color picker, and I just click on that. I got you with that color picker. Heck yeah.
Is that new? Is the color picker new? How is the color picker new?
This font pairing. So this is brand new to Illustrator. We now have the ability to save our fonts into libraries. Look at this. Space fonts, handmade fonts. I'm gonna go right here. Oh, isn't that much better than searching through 30,000 fonts or so? Oh, dang. Okay, fast to the max, homies. I'm gonna zoom out right there. Heck yeah. Quality of life improvements to the tools we use every day. I love you guys. Heck yeah. I got more for the homies. What's up? I made you I made you all a postcard right here. This is for my handmade homies. I'm gonna get my pencil tool, okay? My hand drawers out there, you use a pencil tool, you add a brush to it, you start drawing, and you get this blue line. You're like, what's that? What's that blue line? And then you let it go like, oh, there's my brush. I see. Okay. What you want is you want to see your brush as you draw, right? Well, check this out, homies. We got new live preview, live curve fitting. I got nervous hands. You know, yup, wait for it. Hey, I'm going to adjust this to super smooth. Watch this, homies. Oh, look at that. It's like just glide through that text right there. Yeah. And then I'm going to do one more. Sorry, I could do this better. I just have nervous hands, you know what I'm saying? All right, so that's a new live preview pencil. You're like, Michael, hey, what's up with this design, man? What's up with that? Well, check this out. We're going to select all these pieces. We're going to select all of them. And I'm going to show you the Ultra Combo right here. You ready for the Ultra Combo? Intertwine, homies. Hit that make button. Watch this. Hey, thread that needle. Thread it. Get under the H over there. Get under, yeah. Live preview pencil in combination with Intertwine, and now my postcard is ready for production for the homies. All right, this next one here.
Intertwine is not a new feature.
I'm really excited about this. I made this for a client. He's like, what's up, right? And then I started vectorizing the body, and I vectorized the head, and I vectorized some of the background, and my client's like, Michael, wait up, dude. I like him, you know, he kind of reminds me of a mini version of you. I'm like, okay, yeah. And then like he's like, well, the pose is a little static. You know, we need to make it more dynamic. Can you just turn his head a little bit? Turn his head. Take you like 2 seconds. 2 seconds, I gotta redraw the whole thing. Hey, he was probably right though, because look, we got this new tool called Turntable. Look at this. It's gonna turn our flat vectors. Oh. What?
Turntable was also already announced. Maybe I have the wrong perspective on this event. I thought we were getting new announcements. Turntable is a beta feature that's already been announced.
Hey, I don't like it. I don't like the confrontation, man. Dang. Hey, wait, watch this, everybody. So, hit my Command Y. It's not just turning flat images, it's giving us editable vectors in every angle. You know, this is powered by Firefly. This is a type of AI that I like, just stuff that saves me time, gives me all that control. Yeah, all right, let's get rid of this guy. He's a little too aggressive. He's a little too aggressive for the Max stage. Just bring his buddies in here. You want to see his buddies? Yeah. All right, look at this guy. He's got droplets. He's got puddles. You ready for level 2? He's like, can you turn these puddles? Can you turn the droplets? He's like, yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Yeah. Yeah. And this guy, he just wants to dance for you all. He's like, Hey, we can change the perspective here. Look, hey, go from the top. Hey, turn from the top. Ooh, yeah, ooh. Turn from the bottom. Oh. Okay, he's getting a little too excited, everybody.
I think like my personal challenge here with this stuff is it's like Turntable is cool. I think Turntable is a great feature. Generate sound effects is a great feature. Like all this stuff is great features, but if I were to make a YouTube video covering Adobe MAX 2025, the big announcements, like what am I putting in it right now? That's what I'm trying to write down over here. So right now I'm putting in Photoshop AI, I'm putting in the Topaz upscaler, and I'm putting in that text box thing, which isn't even that great. But maybe that was already released too, and I just didn't know. But like this thing, like the Turntable is cool, but is that an announcement that we should consider Adobe Max announcement? I don't know. Let's get back to this guy.
That tree's the exact same tree as that tree. You know what I mean? That's a green tree, that's a blue tree. That one's the same as that. What you doing? I'm like, bro, I'm sorry, bro. You got me. Let me make you some new trees real quick. Let me make you some new trees. Boom, turn them. Hey. I got you. All right, I said level 3. That's not level 3, homies, okay? We're gonna turn this entire robot's world around. Hey, you ready for this? You ready for level 3? Hey, what's up, homies? Yeah. Oh, that is Turntable, everybody. This is available in beta for you all to try out. Hey, Thank you, everybody, for letting me show you some really cool stuff up here. Thanks, Deepa. Love you, homies.
Oh my gosh. That was awesome. Michael's got a lot of energy. Michael showed us so many improvements that came straight from your feedback. Enhanced font browser, precision-driven color updates, more flexible artboard management, and smarter snapping for smoother creation. We also saw the updated pencil tool. Seemed like you all like that. Now with live preview, giving you that super smooth precision while you're drawing. And of course, AI transformation with Turntable, which lets you rotate your 2D artwork in 3D space without redrawing it. This saves you countless hours when your client comes and inevitably asks you to just rotate the artwork a tiny bit. All of these updates are available today, in addition to dozens of new features and performance enhancements in the latest version of Illustrator, so please go check it out. Okay, let's talk about one of my favorite Adobe applications, Lightroom. For decades, Adobe has been paving the way with groundbreaking photography innovation. Lightroom was one of the first image editing tools designed to specifically address pro photographers' workflows. And we've been innovating hand in hand with the photography community ever since, pushing the boundaries of what Lightroom can do across desktop, web, and mobile. For the past decade, Lightroom has innovated on a host of AI-based features. And these have become some of the most popular and fast-adopted features in Lightroom, with over 2/3 of Lightroom users using AI tools in their photography workflows. Features like denoise, AI masking, and the one-click magic of generative remove to instantly improve any photo. And of course, when you bring together the power of Lightroom and Photoshop together, there's pretty much nothing you can't create. To show us how Lightroom is the most powerful photography tool available, here's Terry White.
Thanks, Deepa. I'm excited to be back on the Max stage and, more importantly, showing one of my favorite products of all time, and from what I hear, it's a favorite of many photographers out in the audience, and that is Lightroom. So I'm going to start off with a few quick updates for all photographers, no matter what level you're at. Let's start off with this photo. Hey, what's up, pixels? That work? No, vector's better. All right. So we'll keep it the way it is. All right, so you got a photo like this, and you take it, and it looks great zoomed out, but then when you print it, and you put it on a wall or a billboard, you realize that you should have paid a little bit more attention because there were dust spots in your image. And this is actually dust that was on the sensor. If you change the lens out in the field,
I
it
swear,
happens, and you just...
if they are about to announce this like dust cleanup, oh my God.
So I'm gonna go to Lightroom, I'm gonna go to click Apply, and for the dust removal, it'll go through and use AI to figure out where all the dust spots were. I counted maybe 5 or 10, but in reality, there were dozens, if not hundreds of dust spots that it took care of for me quickly and instantly. I know what you're thinking, well, Terry, I don't know, I don't really see anything. Let's see. Let's zoom in, and let's click, and let's do a quick before. Quick before.
Uh-oh.
A quick before. Hang on. There we go. Quick before and after, just like that. AI dust removal.
Dang, he's got a dirty camera.
All right, let's...
Look, that's helpful. They've had a lot of dust removal tools. I like it. Let's see what he's got now.
That is people distractions. We got this couple at the game. They're in a moment. They're taking a selfie.
God.
There's a guy over there. I wish I had a person to take a selfie with. You can hear him thinking, thinking that in his mind. And thankfully, Lightroom understands relationship status. So let's go ahead and click on people. It automatically detected the person in the background. There was a distraction. We'll just click remove. And also, thanks to the updated, powerful Firefly model in Lightroom, it does an amazing job of removing him with one click.
Look, again, I don't know. I like it, but it's like I've already been doing this with generative fill. I wish Adobe Lightroom and Photoshop had the same features.
Well, again, no problem. Look how quickly it found the problem. And then we'll just click remove, And when I first tried this on this image, I was like, there's just no way this is going to work. There's just no way it's going to figure. Oh, it did. Before, after, quickly and easily with the AI removal in Lightroom. Let's keep going. Now, in this case, we have a reflection problem. And normally when I get reflections in images, I toss the image and start over again because reflections are always difficult to work with. But let's go ahead and take a quick look at the brand new reflection and improved reflection removal in Lightroom. Now, again, reflections can be a distraction, but they can also be something creative. And before I could finish saying that, it's already gone. But you'll notice in this case, there's a slider.
I know,
you could use it as a creative tool
definitely combine
and bring back some of that reflection. There we go. So I can click and drag and control how much of that reflection's there. Now, if I move to the middle, that's kind of where we started, but you're saying, well, Terry, that slider keeps going to the left. Why is that? Because every true reflection has another side.
What?
All right. Now, I could sit here and do that all day, but we got to move on. I'm going to bring back a little of that reflection for the creative part of this, but one thing's still bugging me, and that's that unbranded cup there. Let's just go ahead and remove that. And again,
only concern with this is that, again, going off your thing with all of their Adobe apps, is like, is this only going to be in the new Lightroom and not Lightroom Classic? Because I think most photographers are still using Lightroom Classic. These are cool tools that he's clearly using the new Lightroom for, and I wonder if they will be integrated in both.
Photography, and I was working with portraits, shooting people. So I work with people all the time in my studio. Here's a shot, or here's a shoot I did with Jimmy. And Jimmy, normally I would come back with 300, 500, 1,500 frames per shoot. And I would have to go through them one by one, deciding yes, no, maybe for every single shot. And typically what I'm starting off looking for is a shot in focus. Are the eyes open? Did I misfire? Like things like that. So let's go back to this, and instead of me having to go through them one by one, let's go to the brand new assisted culling, which is in early access as of today. Thank you. All right, so let's first of all, I'm looking for subject in focus, eyes in focus, eyes open. Did I get any misfires? Are there any exposure issues? And it's quickly going through processing and finding the ones that meet my criteria. More importantly, it's showing me the ones that didn't. So it moved those into the reject category, so I can quickly go look at those because maybe I want to check the AI's work. Oh yeah, I can see on this one, there's definitely an issue with exposure. Oh yeah, photographing that person's feet doesn't really count. But wait, on this one, I kind of like it. What's wrong with it? Oh, there's this one met a score of 69 for your subject focus. Well, if I look at that shot, I might say, well, you know what? I really like that. I disagree with you. I'm going to mark that as a select. So you still maintain creative control of your shoot, deciding what you keep and what you don't keep. So that gave me 258 selects. That's great, but now I want to batch those. I want to separate them from the rejects. So I can quickly apply a flag, a rating, brand new in Lightroom Desktop
I can
as
see
of
this
today,
being very,
color
very
labels,
helpful.
as well as adding them to.
I just shot an event last weekend. I probably have 1,000 photos, and I'm sure a lot of them are not in focus. This would probably be a great way to comb through those.
Great. However, wait, that's not good. I still got 258 to go through, and I literally only have like a minute left. So what I'm going to do instead is go to part 2 of this, go to my assistant culling, and in my assistant culling, there's a second tab for stacking and brand new visual similarity. Show me and stack the photos together that when I went click, 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 and there are 10 that are the same, put them in a stack so I don't have to go through those manually one by one. So I even have a slider to control how many stacks I get so I can get down to my favorite or best 24. And the AI puts what it thinks is the best shot on top of the stack, saving me time. And that is a quick look at the new assisted culling. Now, typically, when I send these off to the client, they come back and they say,
if you use Lightroom, do you use the new Lightroom or do you use Lightroom Classic? I remember using the new Lightroom for a long time, and then there were certain features, like, I don't know, maybe it was HDR or something that it just didn't have. and I ended up going to Lightroom Classic.
If I could be facing forward, and I would normally have to say, well, Jimmy, come back into the studio. Let's set up another session for you, and we will bring the same clothes, and we will try to get the shot you want, because this was impossible not long ago. Well, you saw Paul talk about generative AI models, and so
This
I'm
can
going
be
to go
very
in
interesting.
and choose
Just
a model
like with
that's
the
great
NeuroFilter
for maintaining
Harmonize,
character
they're
consistency,
working on
Gemini
that.
2.5, and we're just going to type in a simple prompt, turn him forward, and maintain his hand position.
AIing
and we'll just go
all
ahead
the
and click
NeuroFilters.
generate. Now, that's generating, and again, I can't emphasize enough how much this is saving me and not having to go back to the studio and reshoot something that I wish we'd gotten the first time. So quickly and easily, Jimmy has been turned to the front, face the front. Here's my before, here's my after, maintained as a layer inside of Photoshop. So I'll just save it, and once it saves, I will close it, head back to Lightroom,
It
there
always
we are,
looks
and it will
good,
stack it
but
right next to the
how
original.
accurate
I'll
is
ungroup that
it
stack so we can
for
quickly
his
see our
face?
before and our after here in Lightroom, delivering
Like,
to the client exactly the photo they wanted. So with
I
that,
hope that looks
that's
like his
Lightroom.
face,
Go
but I
download it
don't
today
know
on your
this
phone.
guy, so
After
I
this,
couldn't tell
download
you.
on your desktop. Thank
It,
you.
oh,
Back
it
to you,
always
Deepa.
looks good when you're looking at a reference. When you do it on your own face and you realize, like, whoa, that's not me, that's the
That
wake-up
was pretty
call.
cool. You saw
I don't know
how
if
Terry
they've
was able
improved
to
that
remove
since, though.
distractions like dust and reflections faster and better than ever, and how the new assisted culling feature helps every photographer organize their photos. This is actually one of the top requested features from our pro photographer community, now available in Lightroom in early access. Terry also showed how easy it is to extend your photography toolkit and take your photo even further in Photoshop, editing with the top AI models to get the exact photo you desire. So go update to the latest versions of Lightroom and Photoshop and use all of this goodness that's in your Creative Cloud membership today. Over the last decade, video and who can create it has exploded. From global cinema, episodic television, streaming shows, to marketing videos and social content, the demand for high quality and engaging video is truly insatiable. You have made us the leading video ecosystem that provides the best video, audio, and motion platform for professional video editing. And you continue to win awards using our platform. It's been an incredible year of storytelling powered by Premiere and After Effects, like this year's Oscar-winning Best Film, Anora, Palme d'Or Best Film, It Was Just an Accident, and the gritty Emmy Award-winning world of HBO's The Penguin.
I'd be very curious to hear how many blockbuster films are actually shot or edited with Premiere. There is that, I cannot remember the name of it now, but there is that like very professional, very, very expensive editing software I think most Hollywood uses.
All to solve real-world workflow problems directly on the Premiere timeline, and really to give you time back during the editing process. We're also leveraging AI where it makes sense in your workflow, like Generative Extend to seamlessly extend video clips and ambient audio, or Media Intelligence to help you search terabytes of footage for the exact clip you need. Together, these updates streamline editing and post-production and help teams deliver.
I can't imagine editing a actual movie with Premiere. I can't even edit a YouTube video with Premiere.
Please welcome Dacia Signs.
Thank you, Deepa. All right, buckle up, boos. We're going on a creative adventure across Premiere and Firefly. I've been experimenting a little bit with some compositing and basic design tricks with my own footage, Adobe stock, and generated Firefly video. But first, I want to show y'all some of my favorite new AI-powered quality of life tools, starting with Media Intelligence. This is a new way to search across your entire project for the assets you need when you need them. So no more digging around the project panel bleary-eyed at 3 a.m. No, instead, I just need to type in for skateboards. Here we go. That's what I'm looking for. And immediately I get this great overview of any related visual clips.
Wonder how many of these people wrote their scripts with ChatGPT. This kind of sounds a little ChatGPT.
Super specific. I don't just want skateboarders. I want dogs on a skateboard, of course, right? And this is what's great. So here are all my results refined now into this tiny adorableness. And this is the best part, okay? I can come in here and I can start picking my favorite clips in the order that I love them and instantly make a rough cut from them so that I can get going and get to work. Look at these tiny shredders. They are so cute. Look at that, adorable. All right, so that is a really powerful way to work. That is media intelligence. That's available in release. Okay, the text panel has given us so much throughout the years. Text-based editing, filler word removal,
what does it do?
And translated captions. And today, it also gives us auto bleep. And that's for those times that you simply cannot post a video as is.
What in the cussy cuss? That scallywag, oh, son of a cuss.
Whew, que escándalo. Okay, that is too spicy. Oh, okay. It also would be super tedious to manually have to bleep out all of those cuss words. But instead, I've got censor word filter. Check this out. All of those sassy words are now highlighted in my text panel. Yes. Woo! That's what I like to hear. And I've built up this dictionary of naughty words all myself, and so can you, okay? So let me show you how quick this is. We're gonna just click right quick, boom, and now let's hear that.
What in the that oh, son of a cut.
It's so good. Okay.
Adobe is valued.
So the bleep is good. It's generic though, and what I love is you could enter your own custom sound effect, but we also
Adobe is valued as of October 2025 at $150 billion. If you had $150 billion, would you be releasing?
All right.
Would you be releasing quack noises
awesome.
as
Somebody
censored
else can bleep
words?
that out. All right, and we're not gonna let all those sassy words go through to your captions. Check this out, we can censor them for you visually as well. That is just such a great feature. That is auto bleep available in beta today. Cool. All right, another really cool, yes! Give it up for the team that built this. This saves so much time, right? Okay, another really exciting feature, we have this new film impact tools. This is over 100 new effects, transitions, motion presets, all to help you stylize your video. One thing I love about this is I just love that I can hover over these thumbnails and just get a sense of what these effects.
You can hover over the thumbnails in Final Cut, and it actually shows you what your real video will look like with the effect on it.
It's cool, but I just want to glam it up. I want a little more sparkle. So this is another one of my favorite things. I can favorite my effects. So I can, there's a lot of them. So let's filter those down. I'm gonna add a glint. I've actually already got one already kind of going here for y'all, because this is the thing. There's so many beautiful parameters that you can use to really customize this and make them your own. So check this out. Look at that. That is so beautiful. I'm loving this sparkle motion. Let's look at that again without.
Okay, look, I'm gonna turn it down for a second here. I really think that I hate to be so mean to Adobe. I hate to be such a hater on this, but I feel like I have resentment towards Adobe for even coming onto a stage today and releasing the features they're releasing. They've shown almost nothing. I've been watching this for 2 hours, and I've got a handful of things that are actually cool here, and most of those things are basic updates that they could have just shipped without an Adobe MAX yearly conference that gathers thousands of people and is millions of dollars. It's a little disappointing, the bare minimum that's being shipped out today. When they started this presentation with that Photoshop AI assistant, I was like, holy crap, this is good. Adobe's about to hit us hard. He was like, we have a lot of innovation today. They started it off with that and they kicked it off. And I was like, if this is the tip of the iceberg, Affinity's in trouble. Like, everybody just got put in their place. But that is not what happened. This is ridiculous. What are we looking at here? Most of these are like basic features, as you could say. A lot of like that glint thing is just like a CapCut effect, and she's on stage. She's on stage, man. I don't know. It's thank you for the support, Omar. Um, Dude, I don't know. I like Adobe softwares, and the problem is like for them to be charging $700 a year for this update is insane. Like you're paying a yearly subscription for these updates. Like that is they're just got so much money that they are just wasting for these people to be I don't know, shipping this, like teams of people working on these most basic like updates. Like, let's see what she's saying.
I'm gonna nest that sequence. I'm not even gonna have to re-export it. I'm gonna nest the sequence, and now I get to show y'all. Oh, last year I got to show y'all a really killer new tool called Object Selection, but it was sneaky and nobody could use it except for me. But now I get to share it with everybody. This is available in beta, y'all. Hang on, let's just undo that real quick. Oh, the nervous mouse up here. It's real. It's real. Michael was for real. Okay, and we're gonna track this right here in real time. Okay, so it's gonna basically, instead of me taking the pen tool, going frame by frame, or rotoscoping this out, spending so much
We've
time
had
in 20
AI
seconds,
or machine
y'all.
learning
This is
rotoscoping
done.
in DaVinci and
That's
Final
so
Cut.
wild.
People are
That is
clapping
so wild. Let's
for the
take a
most
look at the
basic
results.
tool that's been
I
out
can't really
in
believe
other
this.
softwares for a long
Look at
time
this. It's
now.
gonna actually track the skateboard as it moves through the air too, which is
I
really
think
wild to me.
Affinity is about to wipe the floor if they come out with anything decent on Thursday.
But for the sake of what we're doing, we're gonna move on, okay? We've got plenty here. So, hearkening back to the layer sandwich, which Paul Tranny loves to talk about. Well, I learned it from him, okay? So we're gonna have our mask shot, we're gonna bring back our background, and then I've got another shot in here that I basically had Vio do for me, and I wanted to use it sort of like a particle generator. So I had to do these like flying paper origami cranes, and look at that, whimsy! Look at that, my video is so magical now. I'm just having so much fun. Put them in the clouds, why not? All right, but here's the deal. I snuck away into After Effects and I did a couple more things. Don't tell anybody, okay? So added a little track mat, and then check this out. This is the extent of my design skills. 3 circles, okay? I said basic design skills. All right, so what do I need? Now I think this video is sufficiently whimsical. What do I need? Well, I need a jam. I need some music. So for that, we're gonna head back over to Firefly, and I've got this new tool called Generate Soundtrack. And so this is gonna analyze
I actually
my
wanted to see
video.
this.
It's
Generate
gonna give me
soundtrack.
a vibe
This
prompt,
might actually
which
be
I
good.
love because I'm really terrible at prompting. It's gonna look at my video and kind of decide like what it is, what it's for. This is gonna give me a universally licensed music across all platforms. Any day now, we're gonna find out what it thinks about my video. Here we go. All right, it's cool. It's a complicated video. There's a lot going on, I get it.
Oh,
Okay,
boy.
so it says it's dreamy and energetic. It's gonna have some synthwave, and it's a lifestyle video. You know, I'm a little hurt. Sometimes it says it's art, and I'm sad that it didn't this time. This is another thing. You can go in and change all of this, though. You know, you can change the energy. I really like all of this, so we're gonna go ahead and generate that and see what kind of jams we come up with. All right, here we go. Okay. Well, that is definitely a rave. I like that. Okay. All right, how about track 2? Ooh, a little more disco. Okay, okay. Y'all are gonna help me decide on which one we're doing. What about track 3?
I'm gonna turn this sucker down. Look, I think that like again, what they've been missing this whole presentation is actual use cases. Generate soundtrack. The idea of that concept is really cool. I make YouTube videos. I need soundtracks for my YouTube videos. I often need 3 or 4 songs. And like for me to take my YouTube video with my commentary, maybe dump it in something, and it can just fill in music that gets energized as I get energized, or it slows as I get slower, and it makes a score for my YouTube video. An AI copyright-free score for my videos. Genius idea. Can somebody take that idea and actually go make it? Because that was not it. And like I don't know. The skateboarding thing is just another thing where it's like not a great example. Like that's not a real use case. Nobody would be making that video of you skateboarding with clouds in the sky. Really think they need to be showing a lot more like actual use cases for real creatives. They've got 1,000 people in the crowd right now that actually do real work every day with these apps and aren't just like making skateboard videos where they're floating in the clouds.
We just saw so much, so let's just take a moment to recap. Paul showed how easy it is to use Firefly boards to explore and capture the full intent of your ideas in a single space, so you can better sell your concepts to your clients and your stakeholders. We saw how core creation is getting better and better in Photoshop, Illustrator.
Yeah, I agree, Omar, with you saying they're trying to make Adobe for normal users instead of professional users. That's where I'm confused often with Adobe Firefly. I understand they have to probably come up with some sort of competition for Canva, but like no professional users using Adobe Express. That's what I meant to say, Adobe Express. Um, so I don't know. None of these features are really that for professionals.
Models and other top AI models. And you heard today how today till December 1st, all paid Firefly and Creative Cloud Pro customers have unlimited generations with partner image models like Google's Nano Banana and OpenAI's GPT Image, along with Adobe's latest image and video models, all in Firefly. Regardless of what you want to create, we have the right plan for you. And if you're already a Creative Cloud member, everything you saw just now is waiting for you in the Firefly app or with just one click of the update button for your favorite desktop applications. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of the exciting innovation coming your way with Creative Cloud and Firefly. Thank you so much for your thoughtful feedback that drives our roadmap day in and day out, and thank you so much for having me up here. I'm going to hand things over to my friend and colleague, Allison Blaze, to share more about our solutions for businesses and agencies. Have a great Max.
Thanks, Deepa. And hello, Adobe MAX. I know you've been sitting in your seats for a while, but we're in the home stretch. I want to take the next couple of minutes to help put everything you've heard today in context for those of you that work in businesses and agencies.
Okay,
Gen Studio is our enterprise solution to help creative and marketing teams deliver personalized content at scale. And since Deepa and Eli spent time walking you through ideation and creation, I'm going to spend time on generative tools, content production, and content delivery. We are living in a world where people are inhaling content at breakneck speeds. I see it every day in my own home, where my 3 teenage boys are probably driving up the daily YouTube counts through the roof. They are just like many of us that are looking and scrolling through their phones every single day. But here's the thing. There has never been more competition for attention. Think about it. Every time you pick up your phone, you scroll through a feed, you search for something.
This lady is reiterating this stuff like she just learned it for the first time.
Thousands of brands, all fighting for that exact same moment of attention. In fact, researchers tell us that marketers have 3 seconds. That's it, to grab someone's attention. And here's the truth. Your audience will not stop for stale content. They will swipe right past it. And they won't connect with content that feels generic. It has to feel personalized to them. Creating standout content that actually breaks through starts with recognizing 3.
Okay, so what they're about to release right now is going to be AI mass-generated graphics. And I think Figma released something very similar. I think they're about to release the same exact concept, which is you make a template, and then AI generates different ads based off of people's personalities.
Repeat. Second, assets have to scale, often into the thousands of variations, to feel personal and relevant and localized for each audience. And third, ROI. Because while creativity may be priceless, content production definitely is not. Realizing this opportunity requires marketing teams and agencies to have a connected content supply chain that goes all the way from workflow and planning, to creation and production of the assets, to delivery and activation of the content, and finally into getting insights into how the marketing is performing, all on top of an integrated asset management platform. Our answer to this need for an integrated content supply chain is Adobe Gen Studio, which lets businesses and agencies optimize how they produce content. And it has been adopted by some of the biggest brands in the world who are seeing real, measurable ROI. For example, with Gen Studio, Ford Motor Company increased visitor engagement 5x and cut video review time by 39%. And Lumen Technology...
I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to dip off for just 1 second. I'm going to show you this. Let me see if you can see this. Yep. So this is Figma Buzz. So same thing, where you start with a template and then it like AI creates like 1,000 graphics. None of this is actually a very good example of what it does. Maybe this video. But bam. Let's go back to them.
Of Sharpies and Elmer's glue are using custom models to amplify what their creative teams are able to do.
At Newell Brands, we are an $8 billion company with over 50 global brands like Sharpie.
Also, I guess the important context to understand is that Figma, if you don't know, Figma was attempted to be bought by Adobe. Adobe tried to buy Figma for $20 billion, one of the biggest tech deals in history. It was blocked in court. Figma agreed to sell, but the court said essentially that Adobe would be a monopoly if they bought Figma, which is one of their biggest competitors. So Adobe was not able to buy Figma. Figma releases Figma Buzz, which is a cool idea, and now Adobe is replicating that with this Adobe Gen Cloud, or whatever I think they're calling it.
We've had, I think, 20 or 30 different custom models implemented and rolled out. Recently, we did a project on Elmer's glue supporting an innovation launch. We were able to go curate a look and feel. We then were able to use Adobe Firefly to reference this look and feel using a custom model. It fully applied the visual aesthetics to it. It was a finished product. It took very little manipulation, and we had so much fun because the team was able to try a bunch of different aesthetics. Now we're able to play around with things and bring them to life in just minutes or hours as opposed to days and weeks. So we're scaling really quickly, but we don't need 5x more content. We probably need 10x. And so by installing Firefly, it's allowing our designers to use more of their time to do the things they love, which looks like design and does not look like repeating the same image and asset over and over and over again to meet different formats.
It has been great to see customers like Noel getting so much value out of Firefly custom models. But there's more we can do. And we are seeing a growing number of companies looking for even greater personalization and customization. That is why we built Adobe Firefly Foundry, and we could not be more excited about it. It's available today. It is a fully managed service where Adobe researchers and engineers embed directly with your teams, partnering to build models that are trained on entire catalogs of your own data, imagery, and creative assets. The result? It's like having your own secure, proprietary model that generates in your brand colors, with your brand logos, in your brand tone, generating images, videos, vectors, audio, 3D, all based on your branded content. And every image, every video, every design, and the underlying data stays uniquely yours. And of course, both your custom models and your Adobe Firefly Foundry models are available in Adobe's best-in-class creative tools, like Photoshop and Illustrator and Premiere, and the Firefly app for ideation and creation. You can find out more information about Adobe Firefly Foundry on our website. Okay, now let's talk about how you can accelerate production at scale. Once you've created the hero content, you often—
the custom models thing, I think is a great idea. Again, with all this stuff, I'd be very curious to see like how well it actually works in practicality, because brands are very, very specific. Corporations are very specific about their branding, and don't want to just mess around with that type of stuff. So if it works, great. I think it's a great idea. And it also reminds me of maybe like Copilot. Like there's a lot of corporations who really desire having in-house AI models that people can search. Let's say I used to work at a lot of architecture firms. Let's say you could search about a project that they'd done 10 years ago and learn all the information through like a local chat GPT. It reminds me of like that sort of direction. Let's see what this is.
Every size, every layout, every language can take months. With Firefly Creative Production for Enterprise, content easily scales itself. In a few clicks, create your own workflows with generative and creative actions, like cropping images, generating new backgrounds with Firefly, or merging copy and graphics into locked templates. First, create a new workflow and describe what you want to build. And add any supporting files like Photoshop or InDesign templates. AI Assistant builds a complete workflow by linking actions and connecting them to your branded templates. This workflow crops images, generates new backgrounds, assembles variations in an InDesign template, reframes videos, and applies motion graphic templates. This allows you to create thousands of variations for different sizes and media in a fraction of the time. Workflows can also apply content credentials, and an automated brand check confirms assets stay true to brand guidelines before getting exported. Generated assets can then be pushed automatically to integrations like Frame.io or Adobe Experience Manager Assets, where your content can be reviewed and approved, and then be activated through marketing channels. What once took days can now happen in minutes. That's the power of Firefly Creative Production for Enterprise, automating production to create content variations at scale.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely Figma buzz like I thought it would be. I think it's great. I mean, I think that again, it's like we're in early stages of all this, but that's definitely like the future. Like you're saying, Omar, if it really works. And I think one day that will really work, and that's going to make sense that they can make one social media Instagram graphic that can then be customized for a billion different demographics and then sent as like paid ads. So I think it's definitely the future. It's definitely where we're heading towards. It makes a lot of sense for enterprise.
Build design templates with approved brand kits that include predefined logos, fonts, colors, and other assets. And then they can lock critical elements in the templates to ensure that everything stays 100% on brand. Then, colleagues across the company in teams like sales and comms and regional marketing and HR can easily remix these templates to self-serve on-brand content. This frees creative teams to focus on the high-value work that only they can do, while setting up the entire company for success. Many of the world's most prestigious brands are using this self-service approach to unlock company-wide on-brand content creation. Let's hear how Dentsu and Red Hat empower employees across the world with Adobe Express.
See, they're doing use cases now. This is what they need to be doing the whole time.
Having a consistent brand is super important for us because that's what helps you build equity in your brand.
Our mission is to ensure that the Red Hat brand is understood, recognizable, it's consistent and memorable.
It's always been a bit of a challenge for us to make sure that we're equipping everybody in the business, so all 68,000 employees, to be able to create their own on-brand content.
Adobe Express gave us the ability to be able to create those templates so brands can just pick them up, adapt them to each of their local markets and their needs.
We deliver the templates all over the world, and these teams will use these templates for localization in their markets to make them relevant.
Having all of our Red Hat branded like templates and colors, everything in one place, it's just been so much simpler. It's just so quick. We are able to create more graphics than we used to do before.
You know, it's like this is good. This is perfect. And it almost makes me think like it's funny throughout this presentation, looking back in hindsight, like I feel like a lot of these different products, like you had Photoshop, you had Illustrator, you had Lightroom, you had Adobe Express, you had Adobe Firefly, and now you have whatever this is. Like they've all felt very separate. They felt very siloed. And you can definitely tell that these teams are working on their own thing, but there isn't like good there should be someone, I'm sure somebody does exist, that should be overseeing how everybody's connected and like the bigger strategy here, but it all feels very isolated. Like this one's good, the Lightroom one was good, the first Photoshop was good, but then the second Photoshop was bad, the Illustrator one was the worst thing I've ever seen. Like there's not a lot of consistency in just like how this presentation is going.
And when you want to take customization even further, Adobe Firefly Foundry enables you to build multi-concept models that are uniquely yours. Then, when it's time to produce content at scale, Firefly Services and the new Firefly Creative Production for Enterprise bring automation to production workflows. And finally, creative teams empower everyone in the organization to deliver through Express so they can create confidently and on brand. And all of this is part of Adobe Gen Studio, which transforms your entire content supply chain, empowering your creative teams and marketing teams to create content that's fresh and not stale. Content that makes everyone feel like it was created just for them. Content that scales to millions, but still delivers ROI. Content that doesn't just keep up, it stands out. Thank you. I'll now hand it back to David.
All right. Thank you, Allison. Home stretch. This is absolutely the longest Max we've ever had, but home stretch because we've never had this much innovation before on the Max stage. We opened the day
We've never had this
talking
much
about
innovation.
Ideation, creation, production,
I do like
and
the
delivery.
music.
And I also talked about
So
AI models and
this is the
AI
longest
agents and
Max.
how
We've
they were
never had
gonna
this much
accelerate
innovation.
all of these
They released
steps.
like two. They released
Eli
like
then
two new
showed how
things. The
ideation
rest were
and
all beta
creation
features
was
that already
evolving in
existed.
Firefly. Deepa walked us through how performance, quality, and AI features are elevating Photoshop, Illustrator, Lightroom, Premiere. And finally, Allison highlighted how Gen Studio is transforming production and delivery for businesses. Everything you saw today from the three of them is available today, so we can't wait for you to get started. But if you guys have more energy, we've got a couple more things to show you. You guys want to see a couple more things?
Yes, I guess.
Okay. That reaction earned one more thing. Do you want to see them both? Okay, there we go. I promise you this is worth it. So let's get going. Earlier you saw that we have a lot going on with AI agents. Now, one of the things we heard from many of you is that you want agents to help you not just create, but also explore new ideas, especially when it comes to social posts. So here's a sneak peek at something we call Project Moonlight. It's an AI assistant. Oh, someone's working on Project Moonlight, I'm assuming, or someone knows what we're about to show. Is an AI assistant that acts like a social strategist for you. Please welcome Kelsey Slay to show this off.
Woo! Hello, hello, everyone.
my name is Kelsey Slay, and today I am so excited to show you Project Moonlight. Project Moonlight is your personal AI assistant to help you brainstorm, organize, plan out your content, and help you in your creative process. But let's go ahead and dive right in on the homepage. You'll see I have this area where I can immediately start chatting away. Down below, I even have these idea cards. These are great places to get started with Project Moonlight, and if we scroll a little more, you can see my recent chats. Over to the side, I even have access to Adobe Firefly, but today I want to start with my own content. As a creator, I'm using a lot of different Adobe apps. I'm saving things.
I don't understand why they're calling this Project Moonlight when this is just Firefly's homepage.
You can see all of my recent photos here and albums at the top. Now, my latest album, Bosco Slay, you guessed it, all pictures of my dog. I'm obsessed with him, and I know by the end of this demo, you guys will be too, so let's go ahead and grab those images and add to the chat. Perfect, I'm ready to go ahead and send my first message to Project Moonlight. I'm gonna go ahead and ask Project Moonlight to help me brainstorm some fun post ideas that I can do with these images of my dog Bosco. So you can see those idea cards coming in super quick. Let's take a look. So I have 3 different ideas, from Bosco's birthday bash to Life with a Shiba and Sunbeam Snoozer. These are all so fun. What's so cool about this is Project Moonlight was able to categorize those photos, recognizing that Bosco is a Shiba, that I also have birthday photos, and how much he loves to sunbathe. He loves to sunbathe. I have so many photos of him sunbathing. So you can even see in the birthday, let's go ahead and zoom out. Whoop, there it goes. You can even see in the Bosco birthday bash, it's suggesting an Instagram carousel, the content and caption. I love this idea. Let's dive a little deeper. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask Project Moonlight for some more suggestions. I wanna make this Instagram carousel a little bit more visually interesting. So I'm asking Project Moonlight to give me some like doodle overlay ideas that I can do on top of.
I definitely saw this like announced somewhere. Like the name is super familiar.
Coming from Bosco's mouth. That's super funny. Party confetti, drawn on crown, scattered, birthday doodle, birthday cake. It's my birthday and I'll bark if I want to text. Hand-drawn party elements. These are all so fun. I can go in so many different directions with this, but I want to think about my Instagram in all of this. If you post on Instagram, you know sometimes it's not just about having a good idea. It's about understanding your audience, your analytics, your insights, and that can be so daunting. Well, what's cool about Project Moonlight is I can connect this directly to my Instagram. So you can see my Instagram connection at the bottom, but don't just take my word for it. We're going to go ahead and ask Project Moonlight to actually
How many of you guys are connecting your
so I'm
Instagram to
asking
your
Project
Adobe
Moonlight
account?
to help me brainstorm, or not brainstorm, how my Instagram carousel posts have been performing. Maybe what's the best way to incorporate my dog's post on my Instagram so you can see it's analyzing that Instagram. Take a look at these charts that we have. So we have my top 3 Instagram carousel posts with even links for me to access. Check out, we got Adobe MAX 2023 and Adobe MAX 2024, so 2025 better be on this list after this demo. Even to the side, I'm getting my Instagram carousel performance by themes. This is so insightful. I feel like I've just got such a great overview of my Instagram. Instead of scraping through Instagram posts one by one, trying to figure out what's working. Now, if we scroll, we're even getting this kind of best strategy to incorporate this Bosco post, like keeping it authentic and fun. Maybe mention how Bosco fits into your creative life. You know, he definitely sleeps in my design studio when I'm.
Okay, so I guess this is just a ChatGPT meets Adobe Firefly, which is kind of what we've already seen here a couple of times now in different, like they literally have this feature like in 5 different places.
Bosco, he's so cute. Let's add these birthday pictures of him. I'm gonna go ahead and add those to the chat. And like I said at the beginning, what's cool is I can access my Lightroom photos, but what's even cooler is I can use Lightroom with Project Moonlight. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask Project Moonlight right now to apply my Lightroom preset Color Rush to these images of Bosco. What I love about this, I don't have to leave this home experience. I can just kind of see my preset. It's gonna do it for me, so I don't do this manually one by one. So it's gonna take these photos, get that preset. I can't wait for it to come up. Let's just give it a few seconds. Perfect. Look at that Color Rush preset coming through, literally slapping you in the face. I wanted that color just to be super bright, and check out that before and that after. Let me do it one more time. Before and after. Yeah. Yeah, love it. Look at Bosco. Yeah, let's go ahead and full screen this so you guys can see Bosco in all of his birthday glory. Best believe he was very well compensated in treats for taking these pictures for me. And at this point, I love it. You know, I want to dive a little deeper. You know, I said at the beginning I want to make this a little bit more visually interesting. So with Project Moonlight, what's super cool is the seamless connection between Adobe apps. So I can open this up into Photoshop, Express, or Firefly Boards, and I'm going to go ahead and go with Firefly Boards on this one. Like you've seen today, Firefly Boards is an amazing tool to really visually see your ideas come to life and see all those different directions, and so I want to see that right now. Let's let that load. Check it out, guys. We are in Firefly Boards. This has seamlessly gone over to the Firefly Boards, and you can even see to the side this whole chat conversation and agent is also here with us. So Project Moonlight has followed us into Firefly Boards. I hear some of you cheering in the back, and this is so exciting. So awesome. Like I said, this agent has the context to continue helping us explore even these bullet point list of doodle overlays. I want to see what those would look like right now. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the chat in Project Moonlight in Firefly Boards and take some of its suggestions for those overlays. And I'm being a little bossy. I'm asking for it to add.
They're being bossy again. Being bossy again. That's some sort of term that they're like leaning into, is being bossy to the AI. I wonder how strategic that is, or if that's just company culture.
Even it's naming them Bosco's birthday. Again, this agent has the context of our original conversation. I cannot wait for them to load up, and so you guys can see Bosco again just slaying the house down. Perfect. I'm only here for the cake. This is so cute. Look at him and his little side eye wearing that party hat. Next one, we got snack taxes are due. I know that's right, Bosco. Okay, let's keep scrolling. We got these next two coming in.
I'm gonna turn her down for a second. I'm gonna go on my rant one more time of like, this is not what Adobe users want. This is great, but no one is going to use this feature. No one wants this. If I'm making a custom birthday party thing for my dog, like that is actually sounds like a fun thing that I want to do. What people want out of AI is for it to do the boring tasks, the tedious tasks, not to just not for me to type in, here's my Instagram password, tell me what would work, and then make the graphic for me and then post it for me. Like that's not what people want to do. That works for enterprise, like they were just showing with the bulk create thing, but not on a personal level.
Dog sticker slay, Bosco wolf. Love this one. Next one, we got some dog treat collage. Look at this fun paper. I love that. And scrolling down, we got these cute little pastel Shibas. Look how absolutely adorable with this little whimsical land. I love this kind of design direction. And the last one, we got some pixel sheebs. I love this pixel effect. Look at all of these different styles we've been able to create, and you guys know the drill. I'm gonna go ahead and arrange this really quick with the, oh, 1 second. Got those nervous hands that everyone's been talking about all day today. So we're gonna go ahead and scale this down and align this so we can see all these different styles. Perfect. One more time, guys. The nervous hands, they are popping through today with this trackpad up here. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and take a look. Look at all of these different design directions. Let me remind you guys where we started. We started with images of my dog, to getting ideas, refining those ideas with Project Moonlight, to getting that Instagram connection and strategy, to having all of that context follow us into Firefly Boards, to visually see these ideas come to life. I feel like I've just made my own personal mood board to build out this project. And at this point, I have the ability to open this up into Photoshop and Adobe Express to make this in my own way. Project Moonlight is coming soon to Firefly. I cannot wait for you guys to try it.
I'm not even sure what we were looking at.
Thank you, Kelsey.
Again, not to even hate, like was that Project Moonlight? Was that a different app, or is this a feature in Adobe Firefly? Like, I don't even know what that was.
Apps like
it was what that user interface was, Adobe Boards.
And an ideation agent into a single conversational experience that follows you across Adobe apps, and you saw how it came up in Boards. So keep an eye out for it. It's coming soon. I think this is going to be really helpful for that ideation stage of creation. Now we have time for one last demo, and I think this is maybe the most important demo we're going to be showing you today about the future of creativity. And I think it's going to change the way we all work. We spent this morning talking about and looking at the creative workflows. The way you stitch actions together in our tools can make the difference between something good and something truly magical. But what if you could capture the best workflows and bundle them up and then use them across projects? Maybe even share and remix them with other creators or as part of your production process. Well, I'm excited to introduce you to Project Graph. It's a new way to build, share, and remix composable workflows. So Wes, bring us home.
Thank you, David. Hey everyone, my name is Wes. I am so excited to be here today to talk to you about Project Graph. All right, so at its heart, Project Graph is a node-based tool for building creative workflows. So what we're going to do, though, and if we look at it, I think the thing that is super magical about this is that you can take tools. Like, it's basically you're mixing tools from all the creative clouds that you already know and use every day to build anything you can imagine. All right, so let's start with the basics, right? Basics are first. So what you can see here is that I have a workflow. So I have a background prompt, I have a reference image, and I have a Firefly generation. Now, I also have an image output. Expanding my workflow is just a matter of just adding a few extra tools. So what I'm going to do here is just make a little bit of room, and I'll hit Enter. And so I get my little search, so I can start searching for tools across Creative Cloud. So if I start to do a search here for levels, I've got a levels. Well, maybe what I also want to do in this case is maybe I need a shape tool from Illustrator. But what I'm actually looking for is the pixelate filter from Photoshop. So I'm just going to grab a pixelate, and I've got the node, I'm going to drag it into here. Okay, so to start building my workflow, I just start connecting tools. So let's go to the output of Firefly, and we'll connect it here to the image, and then we're going to take our image to our output. Now, I'd love to be able to break this out into a little slider so that I can control it. So here I'll just grab the pixel size, break this off, and just create a little slider here. Now, if I just adjust my slider, I can start updating here my pixelate
effect. Very strange.
Okay, let's look at another quick example. I'll hit Enter once more, bring it up, searching for my tools. Let's come over here and take a look at hue and saturation. All right, so now we've got hue and saturation. Now, what I really love about this is that this is my workflow, and I can place these tools and connect them however I want. So in my case, I'd love to have the hue and saturation happen before the pixelate. So now we'll plug in our pixelate.
It's like a timeline.
Now, for the sake of time, I already have a color picker here, so let's just plug in my color picker to the hue. All right, so if I zoom out here a little bit, you can start to see my workflow. So now I have my hue saturation, and here I have my pixelate. Okay, so you're probably thinking, well, maybe I don't want to design in a graph. And so what Project Graph does is it wraps up all of these tools and all these workflows, and it bundles them into what we call a capsule. And here is a capsule, and you get this nice custom UI. So if we take a look over here on the left, these are the tools that I just created. I have my hue saturation, and we'll scroll down here a little bit. I have my pixel size. I have my background prompt. I can, change the reference image. This is basically here my entire workflow. And the best part about this is that you can share this with anyone. All right. Now, this is just a really simple example. You might be thinking, well, I could do that in Photoshop, and you would be right. But Project Graph is capable of creating very advanced and super powerful workflows. So I'm going to switch gears now, and let's take a look at an actual real-world example. Okay, so I'm going into another graph.
I'm still on my edge of my seat with this.
Here we have a workflow. Let's zoom in and take a look at what we have here. So at the very beginning of the workflow, I have a reference image. This is a product image, and then I have a reference for a Firefly generation. Okay, let's start to zoom out. And let's just move on down the downstream here of my Project Graph, and look what I get here at the output. I get 2 video variations from Google VO3, one of our partner models, and then also I have an image output here. And so that is what's actually created for me. Now, everything I'm showing here, this is using the exact same process that I just showed you earlier. It's just using a few more tools. Well, probably a lot more tools. But speaking of tools, let's actually take a look at what I mean here by tools. So we're going to zoom in over in this little area, and let's just scroll up. And here you can see a little area. So what I have here to start off with is a background removed from Photoshop. I'm taking that result and generating a 3D model from that. I'm taking that result and starting to do some Photoshop blending. So now I've got a command here from Photoshop, Photoshop Blend, you know, we already know how to use that.
I don't know.
If we
This
check our
looks.
blend, we've got
This could have a lot of potential.
all of our blending modes here set and ready to go. Let's keep moving down the downstream here of our node graph and take a look at some more examples. So here's something kind of interesting. You'll see here that I have an AI model. So you have access to all the AI models that you have as part of Firefly. Now in this case, I'm using a partner model, Flux Context, to go ahead and generate a composited render here of my scene. All right, so I'm gonna zoom out here just a little bit. And one of the things that's so powerful about this is that if I make a change to any of these tools, or if I change the inputs, my entire workflow will update. Now, for the sake of time, and I really want to show this in action, I have a quick little video prepared here so I can just show you what this actually looks like. So here you're going to see that I'm replacing the headphones with a speaker. The entire graph is then updating behind the scenes automatically and producing 2 new results for me. Let's take a look at another example. This time I'm going to drop in another reference image, and again, you see the entire graph updates behind the scenes, and I get completely different result, all from just changing something really simple. So this is my workflow with infinite possibilities and different control that I can have.
I think this could be cool.
So at this point, we've talked about
but
how
I need to
Project
know
Graph,
use cases.
you know, can be simple to creative
Just like
workflow. We also talked
just
about
like I've been ragging on them for almost this entire stream of like, this is cool. This could be really cool. They just casually dropped a whole new way to design. But I need to understand actual scenarios. I want to see real use cases of what this is.
Now, what is truly magical about this, where this all comes together, is that these capsules are available in the Creative Cloud apps that you use every day. So now I'm going to shift gears one last time, and let's take a look at Photoshop. So here I'm in Photoshop, and you can see I've got my panels here. Now, if I wanted to just click in and go into one of my actual capsules here, we now have the capsule interface. And so, like I said before, the thing that's powerful about this is you have all of these little custom controls here available to you. So if we take a look, I've got something as interesting as light direction. So maybe I want to relight this image on the fly. So as I start to change this effect, the capsule is now rendering this effect directly into the Photoshop canvas. I still have full flexibility and control as I work through this because the capsule's rendering everything to the Photoshop canvas. I have my layer stack in Photoshop where I can keep working using the powerful tools of Photoshop that I already know. Now, speaking of layers, I've built a control for myself. If I enable this, it's going to split out my capsule into individual layers that you can see over here so that I can continue working again with the Photoshop tools I know.
It also reminds me of shortcuts on iPhone.
That is Project Graph. It is a node-based tool for building powerful and advanced workflows available in the Creative Cloud apps that you know and use every day. I'm so excited for this tool. I think you will be too. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was creative. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if that's going to be used, but it was creative and it was innovative, and I'll give them that. That's actually very interesting.
Audio and more. All of that and everything around generative AI that we've been talking about, Project Graph can combine all of these into capabilities that are reusable as workflows. And here's where it gets really exciting. As Wes showed, you can then share and remix those workflows into your creative tools and into your production flows. And we can't wait to get this in your hand. We are expecting this to come out in the next few months. We covered a lot this morning. Thank you guys for the energy and everything you've put into being here. Check out the Creative Park to learn more about everything we talked about.
Okay, so that's pretty much it. I'm going to give you the recap real quick of what was actually cool. I wrote it down. These were what was cool in reverse order. Project Graph, I think that was actually cool. The Figma Buzz competitor, which I forget what their name is, Gen Studio or something like that. I think that's cool for enterprise. Lightroom had a lot of cool stuff. I like the reflection remover. I like the dust remover. And the assisted culling was cool, where you can filter out photos that are out of focus, things like that. The Topaz AI upscale partnership, that was really cool. And of course, Photoshop's AI assistant actually looks incredible. So a lot of good stuff, a lot of repeated information, a lot of bad stuff. My takeaway here is I think Adobe is getting too big Honestly, and I'm not just saying that, I love big companies. I'm not one of those guys that are like, I don't use Amazon because Jeff Bezos. Like, Amazon's great. They send me a package like in 5 hours to my doorstep. I like big companies, but Adobe is getting to a point where it's getting bloated. I think they're even just in this presentation, it just seemed obvious to me that a lot of this stuff wasn't like consistent. Some teams were overperforming, some teams were underperforming. And at the same time, like, I don't need more Adobe apps. I don't need more Firefly. We don't need more Adobe Express. Like, you're getting disconnected from your user base. What people want out of Adobe is innovation that actually helps them with real world like problems that they're doing, real world workflows that are speeding up and making your life easier. That's what people want. No more new products, please. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Tomorrow they're also doing another one. It's gonna be a little bit later in the day, and they are going to release or announce kind of previews of more innovative stuff. So hopefully tomorrow we might get some more exciting things to come. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and then tomorrow when I go live, you can tune in, or I'll make a recap video and you can watch that on your own time. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.